everybody. Welcome to Sunday Spunday, where garbage belongs at the curb. Whether we're debunking lies or defending people from straight up nonsense, I'm here with the people who aren't afraid to call it out and expose it for what it is. And doesn't it just make your head spin, all that misinformation?
Step right up. It's Sunday Spunday. Step right up. Come play. It's Sunday Spunday. Rollin', stay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Lee here. Can you believe it? Kidding. How are you doing? Hello. We got Tori here. Tori's in the background. Not sure how long she's gonna be here, but she's here.
Hi, y'all.
Robbie coming on in a little bit, and he's got Scooter with him. We had a pretty fun day today. Hello, everyone. Oh my gosh. Hi. Wow, we had some visitors today and hung out all day. And then what happened? I passed out, didn't I?
Yeah.
I passed out and skipped dinner, and I even forgot to watch a video tonight. Forgot all about it. I was like, whoops, it's fun day, isn't it? So I did a different way of my commentation today. It's going to be a little different. So how are all you guys out there? Doreen, hello. Bonnie, Lori, Georgia, John Cook, Tricky G. Francis, hi, everyone. Trisha, hello. Bearded, what's going on? Mary Kay, Lori J, hi. Where is MoMagic? MoMagic. Mo Magic. Nine-tens. Hi, weirdos. Hello, King Weirdo. That's Ed. Tammy B, how you doing? All right. So, guys, what do you think about like my ever-changing, like the new look of the site with these different thumbnails? And I don't know if you noticed, there's another new logo up there. No cartoons. What do you guys think about them? Hey, Scampy girl, how you doing? Oh, Ninetons is in hiding. Why? What's the problem? Hi, Ernie. Hey, Robert. Good morning, Amy. So what do y'all think? You liking it? Loving it? Hating it? What? Hey, Ray Toller. No, they look fine. We're just trying to, keep it looking better and better, keep moving forward with things, Speaking of which, I want to take a trash can for a walk. Love the videos too. Yeah, I like how the thumbnails are like they kind of come to life when the show starts. I love that. I think it's pretty cool. Hey, Ann, how are you? Loving it. Look at my background. I got a messy apartment, and then I'm in the ghetto. Bearded. You're funny. So what did y'all do today? How was your Sunday? How was your weekend? Francis, love them. I wonder how long of a delay we got. Do you have any idea?
Yesterday we were what delay?
Just between StreamYard and the chat, because the other day the delay seemed like really long.
Well, I don't think the chat really has a long.
Well, they don't. Well, by the time they're answering or saying anything, it's like 30, 40 seconds later, I guess. Let me get a photo. Oh, thank you, Phyllis. Oh, Robert went fishing. Nice. Little bit. Awesome. Remember for 16 months. Warriors win in the end. That's right. Well, as some of you know, we check out the trash, pull the weeds here, And we've been on this like Hales saga, or what turned into like a really large Hales saga for quite a long time. Going on 2 years, I guess, now. Since I actually started to discuss and pull the weeds over there. Um, it's been a while, and I'm definitely like kind of tired of it, as I've told you and you guys have heard. But um, I mean, we're still going to be covering the cases and everything. Uh, we had two back-to-back boring videos. Uh, something's going on. I don't know what, but something's going on. I guess he never thought that I would report him or any of that, and but now he's found that he has. So obviously, we're still going to do commentary on it, uh, and talk about the spins, and that includes everybody in the House Saga, not just him, because there's other channels that have now jumped into all this crap and spins his narrative for him. And I think that's his plan, is to have them keep doing it while he's acting and seeming like he's backing off. I mean, that's what he's doing. He's throwing digs out there. Like tonight's show, for example. Last week he said nothing. But tonight he threw out little digs, or made little commentary and stuff like that. And it wasn't even like anything to even talk about. So to me, what he did was, because his views seem to be going down more and more. So what it seems like he's doing is he's trying to grab his community, praise his community and things like that, and make sure that they're still there and they're still watching. All about himself, of course. He did seem to have a missing partner there, though. Didn't really say much about that, but hey, let's see. I don't know. If you ever wondered what it's like to watch a grown man open mail for an hour while cycling through midlife crisis, legal drama, and the dread of having too much elbow room, go ahead and watch. Oh, we just got 2 leaves in a pod membership gifts. Hold on, let me see. I just go back up. Awesome. Noel, thank you so much. Whoop, whoop. Patty Lynn, Robert, Gail Davis, Spetty, and Crazy Lady. Awesome, awesome, awesome. What happened, Dory?
Get 5 of them.
5, 5, 5.
Patty Lynn's travel.
Awesome. Very cool. I like when we see our peeps getting the memberships, because sometimes it gives us like all the trolls. So yeah. So anyhow, so what I did was I was busy, and I totally did not go and watch in full Hales' video tonight. I went back and it's on like speed. What 2? You ever watch him on 2 speed 2? Good lord.
It's hilarious.
It's quite amusing, actually.
That's the only way to watch it.
But to me, it was quite boring. Listen, Little kept saying something about death threats. Yeah, come on now, death threats. Who is giving him death threats? He's never been able to prove it. And if someone did, where's all the death threats? Where's all the police reports for that? What death threats? Just drama, clickbait. Someone did a super chat and asked him when he was going to pay MLS attorney fees. Right? Just check out all your emails. I'm sure you have hundreds of them.
And you didn't read that one.
I
You know
have
how he
plenty.
reads those super chats out loud?
Yeah,
He did not read that one out.
of course he did.
Look, Lisa.
And we got what? Ooh, thank you so much, Jeff.
My husband is an amazing person.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
think mine fell asleep.
Yes.
Gabe fell asleep.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
He also had the same.
Last I saw, we put a TENS unit on him today, which was kind of funny. He hurt his shoulder. He's following a podcast.
Happy birthday, Princess!
Yeah, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Francis. I heard Rich was in the commentary in the chats over at Hales, and boy was he making some hilarious comments. Hey, Big Ray.
Is he in here?
I'm surprised he hasn't been booted. Yeah, he's there. I'm surprised he hasn't been booted from Hales yet. Oh my god, this is like loaded.
Mm-hmm. I told you.
Oh my goodness. Okay. 1 second, guys. Hey, John Cook. Harper! Happy birthday month, Lisa. Thank you. That's right. What is it? 13 days to my birthday. Yeah. I wonder what I'm going to do.
They said it's your birthday.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Happy birthday to ya. John said not to ban or time him out. He wants Richard to say something stupid he can use in court.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what Richard says. There's so much crap that he said. Jeremy actually likes when, we talk. Why do you think he hasn't even tried to send me certain things yet? Because he wants me to talk about him because that creates more content for him. So, get in the corner, John Caps. Hales told his mom not to do any antis. He keeps their comments for evidence. Yeah. Well, he goes in everybody else's chats and tries to keep everybody else's chats for evidence too, but he hasn't popped up on any of them either. In court, anyway. So, whatever. So, anyway, so tonight, it's just boring. I mean, way boring. Then again, what did we say? All we wanted to do is stop mocking people and hurting people and trying to destroy their lives, right? So, hey, if he started to do that, great. But I don't think he can keep to it. That's my opinion. But it doesn't take away from what he's done. So he tried to be energetic and I guess playful throughout his whole video tonight. He kept using the word "bam." He's going back. I think what he's doing is he's trying to go back to the old ways he used to do it. Remember when everybody used to send super chats, or he used that thumb, the fist pump thing.
Yeah.
He had a Hulk, I think he used to have.
Yep, he had a Hulk fist.
So apparently he was getting a flood of super chats, but wasn't making what he was making 2 weeks ago. I can tell you that. There wasn't as many people as there was 2 weeks ago either. I just think that they're just, a lot of people are just done watching the hatred from him because he's shown it so much, especially within the last couple months, that they're just kind of over it. They've seen a lot of what he's done and he's trying to go back to, the old school way. For him anyway. But he was really trying to pull his community back in and express like gratitude and stuff for their generosity. And he was sharing like a whole bunch of like personal things, like memories from his time as an executive director. Why don't you tell people what happened with you being an executive director?
Got fired.
He talked about like hosting games and his love for Scotland, all about him. But his love for Scotland, and he never visited. So, I guess we all have those things, places we want to go, right? Is it weird to like say, well, he's human? But anyway, so he addressed rumors about his safety and referencing these death threats and legal troubles, all in Florida. And he reassured everyone, all his viewers, that he's made it back to Ohio safely.
Darn.
He talked about, come on, that's so weird. Does he actually think people are going to follow him on the road to Ohio? His last video, he made sure he drove by their house, stopped in front of their gate, and filmed between all the cracks to see what he could see through. That was his last drive-by.
Trying to be a perv and take pictures of a little girl.
Yeah.
Again.
Yep. And I was shown the other night the pictures that he took of her that he posted a while ago, like 2 years ago, but he did do it. And I was like, that is sick. That is sick. So sick. Um, Also, guys, just so you know, I was actually sent the file because I was talking about the handwriting expert and about his handwriting expert. And I did happen to see those files because she only claimed that Michelle wrote like 3 of those signs. I'm still calling out Therese Granger. Dude in the thumbnail looks like Brett Michaels. Oh my god.
Dude in the thumbnail.
Gabe.
Oh. Oh, thumbnail.
Yeah. Duh. Tori.
Not
Duh.
that thing in the upper left corner.
People are just happy he's gone back to pot. Yeah, I'm sure Otter Creek is really, really happy. Now, whether the other one has gone back to Ohio or not, who knows? I do know that they tried to make everybody think that she was leaving, and normally she doesn't leave during this time for the past like year and a half, what year or 2 years? I guess I don't know, but I think it's because she doesn't want to like get in trouble with the popo, and just wants everybody to think she's not there. I think that's why he left sooner than later. That's just my opinion. Let's say. So, and he joked about aging and his eyesight difficulties, and he also mentioned the return of the coin pusher videos. So that's what I'm saying. Like, he's going back to old school. He's trying to gain back his old viewers or people that aren't watching anymore. Because, the coin pusher seems to be, like, the favorite videos that he put out, even more so than his storage units. But, okay, whatever. So, he just kept talking about the members' tenures and health updates, including prayers for people and stuff. So, whatever. He tried to appeal like the guy he used to show on his shows, to me, anyway. So, he also talked on the logistics of his travels between Ohio and Florida and referencing the legal and personal matters, bankruptcy hearings. They talked about the comic book collections, staff meetings. Those I'm sure are pretty interesting. But we talked about some kind of family quirk about conventions, reflected on his channel's global reach, his sphere of influence. And he was mentioning like people from different countries that are fans of his.
I have people from different countries too.
So do I. One of my besties is from Aussie. Is in Aussie. But anyway, so he usually has like a central narrative, and he tried to gear away from that, but celebrating the community. So to me, that was his whole main thing, trying to laugh with everybody and updating them on, his personal and channel news. But, I don't know. He is definitely a different Jeremy on purpose. So to me, that's like him faking the whole thing. I don't know. What do you think? The false dude has come out. I don't know. Maybe it's because the full moon was out and gone.
I don't know.
Who knows? I really don't care. But anyhow, so let's see, what else did he do? He talked about a brake issue he was having with one of his Ramsey's 2.0 or whatever, and then he started explaining how brakes work. And his caliber is likely stuck, and he's got an appointment or whatever. Yeah. What else? The DUI car repairs, or not DUI, DIY. Do it yourself ones. But he's so busy of a person, that can't do it himself. He's talking about how Ohio's been hit by storms and lots of downed trees and wires. So him and Christian are busy cleaning it up. Let's see. He started opening a whole bunch of mail. And he expressed a bunch of gratitude about him and being thankful and excitement of various gifts. And he just went like old school in the way he used to be. I don't know. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't. But let's see what else. He threw like little comments out there, like no bugs allowed and stuff. Then he referenced him being an exterminator, a landscaper. You know, he's a jack of all trades, this guy. So let's see. So yeah, it was kind of just, you know, bleh.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yep. What else they did? I don't know. It was quite boring. I don't know. Talked about, you know, the resale items and stuff, and like Pennsylvania quarters and wax warmers. But yeah, it was all, to me. It was all about you know, being there for his viewers and, you know, getting them to, you know, stay and support him even further, and promising to go back old school to what they all liked. So that was it. But I don't know. Overall, to me, it was just like him, and the community. And I mean, he tried to be funny, but I don't know, when you know someone like that, and then you could tell they're being false and like phony. It's ugh, you know. I could check up on every little thing. So yeah, so that's pretty much it on Hales himself. You know, the actual show. I mean, he ended up talking about the differences between his small ranch house, which he describes as really little and no place to sleep with no real kitchen or anything, and his much larger Hales headquarters, where, you know, he now has room to move and a full kitchen and stuff. And like, ugh, okay, well, those are your choices, dude.
I think he probably has flushable toilets in Ohio also.
Possibly. And he talked about how returning to Ohio from Florida was like shedding a huge weight, and how the transition brings like a sense of relief and freedom. It's like, well then, dude, why do you go down there? You go down and you start a bunch of shit. Stay there. Stay where you are. Leave those people alone.
Yay.
So,
money.
Anyway. So, and of course he gave away like $100 on his show tonight. Or is right now. I don't know. But that's what he was saying. So he's trying to encourage everybody and stuff like that. You know, the same stuff he used to do, which, you know, if I was still watching it, I'd probably be like, oh my God, thank God, you know? A breath of fresh air. 2 weeks in a row, though, yeah, there's something going on. So that's it. But, you know, anybody wondering where George is? Where was George? Where was George? I thought she was going to be there. I think he said something about that, you know, she's been really busy with so much stuff to do.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, really? You come live, you know, maybe, you know, sometime during the week, but you're live for an hour once a week, and she's got too much stuff to do. Was it because she didn't want anybody to see where she was? Because if she went live, she would look like she was in Otter Creek or, you know, Ohio. I mean, we really don't care where she is, but I think she's afraid because the authorities might care, which is a possibility. But actually, it doesn't really matter, you know. But he said she has stuff to do at her house. Oh, isn't that funny? I don't know. I just think that she wants people to think that she left. Now she's at her house. That's whatever. Great. Like I said, I don't care. But she supposedly left on Monday, and I just think it's funny that she wasn't on the live. And I thought it was odd. But I want to know who threatened him daily. Who threatened? Oh, excuse me. Wait. Who threatened him? Threatened, because that was the title of his show. Who threatened him? Oh, look who's here. Robbie. Hold on, let me at him. Hey.
Hey.
What are you doing?
No, we just got home.
Oh. You're with Scooter, right?
Yeah.
No.
What's up, Scooter?
How you doing?
I'm good. Glad you're here. Just went through a boring hell saga. Well, not the whole
What
saga.
happened tonight?
There we go.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Got it. Now we're good.
Very boring. Which
Was
is
he
good.
going?
Maybe
Oh, he wasn't going off on anything.
Nope. They do a little like digs here and there, but not really. Nothing even worth mentioning. So that's good, right? We want it to stop. He's not hurting
Yep.
anybody anymore.
Yep.
You know. So it's surprising. How long will it last though? I don't know.
Hello,
Um,
everybody.
but to me, he's got everybody else on his narrative. You know, like Tug posted something today that Michelle said, and apparently it was Michelle talking to Tina, the bad Tina chick, and it was such bullshit. I was like, "What the hell is this?" Where is it? Let me go back to it because he showed it. Tug's talking a lot of shit, so I think he's got his his buddies doing his bad work, stuff for him. Where is it? Okay, so he showed a conversation between Michelle and Tina, right? And Michelle says it's exciting. Now, apparently, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong
Hello,
or not,
everyone.
but apparently this is Tina typing this up because it was a phone call that she recorded between her and
Illegally.
Michelle. Yeah, which would be illegally. And if you look at all this, like this looks like it's in a Word document. Oh, do we have another Stats and Barbara thing here?
I think so.
It looks like it's in a Word document. So basically, this damn thing was edited. Absolutely. So anyway, it says Michelle says it's exciting. Call the effing office line, hit the payment button, and make a payment of $6,000. So apparently, this is her talking to Bad Tina about me paying for her a lawyer in Ohio, right? And talking about it being over the Thanksgiving break, or the night before Thanksgiving. First of all, this is a crock of shit. Okay. So she's saying, hit the payment button, make a payment of $6,000. She told John, no, I won't do it unless I can speak to him directly. And he's like, it's fucking Thursday. It's Wednesday night. It's Thanksgiving tomorrow. I'm already with my family. I'll freaking feel like I should have to do this. Lawyers don't do that. Okay. They're not like Bruce. And then Tina says, no, he's not going to talk to her anyway. See, she's trying to turn somebody else against you. So Tina is telling Michelle, first of all, what Michelle said is not true. Okay. I did talk to him the night before Thanksgiving, but the reason why is because there had to be a payment made. Right.
Right.
But it wasn't like him saying, I'm not talking to her now, or whatever Michelle says here is absolutely not true. That's not how it happened at all. But they're, saying it's not like Bruce, but Tina literally sitting here saying, he's not going to talk to her anyway, which is a lie because I did actually talk to him. And it wasn't, I talked to him before all that, before Thanksgiving night. Okay. So I don't know where Tina's getting this shit, but she made this all up and twisted. She may have twisted what Michelle said, but what is said here is absolutely not true. So let's see. What do you call a prostitute who gives shorthand, Bad Tina? Just my opinion. John Cook. So anyway, so he's not going to talk to her anyway. Yes, he did. She's trying to turn somebody else against you. See, this is what Tina did with Michelle all along. Why would I try to turn a lawyer against her? But any payment was no please. I'm not accusing you. I'm saying this is absolutely not true, what she's saying. And I pulled it up and it looks like it's in a Word document. So this is edited.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. This is edited. And then the rest, she's like, I don't know what the fuck she's doing, but he's not going to do it. But I just begged him. I said, please, she's saying she's going to pay you, but she wants to make sure you're real. That's not what happened either.
What?
But this is what.
She's such a liar.
Yeah, this is not what happened either.
Bad Tina is a liar.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Trump
about.
might buy it.
So he's totally creating this shit. And Tug, if you're putting this out there, then you just look like an idiot. Because that is not what happened. That is absolutely not true. And I have spoken to her lawyer several times, many times.
I mean, I can sit up here with a Word document and make up crap.
It looks just like the Barbara Stats thing. You know,
Right.
let's see. Ohio lawyer combo. If you look at that, all the stuff up there, it's a Word document.
No, 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 no.
What? What?
Michelle.
Oh. Yeah, so this to me is bullshit. And he showed this, I think it was today. Because it was sent to me, and I was like, what the hell is this? Total lies.
Michelle, she's saying you didn't say that.
Well, anyway, I didn't say it was you. I'm saying Tina's lying because none of that shit happened. It's all lies. Well, anyway, what was it? You are believing that I said it. No, I'm not. Oh my God! Did Michelle just get here and miss the first part of what I say? Because
Maybe.
she can go back and watch the replay and she'll see exactly what I said. Okay, so this is what I was talking
Put
about.
it in type.
What?
I
Yeah.
put it in type.
Anyway, so Tina supposedly wrote their phone combos in shorthand while they were talking. Tug said he put it in AI to have it spit that out. I call BS. Bad Tina did not shorthand 16 conversations. Yeah, see, it's a bunch of bullshit. And
It's essentially
she's
working on
literally
getting us charged.
We know that.
Oh no, she's saying it right there.
I know.
Anyway, so what I'm trying to point out is Bad Tina is a liar. For some reason, is trying to get become relevant in all this. And why? First of all, it's fading out. Like Tug's, the whole freaking saga is literally fading out. Why? Because Jeremy's losing. He's losing a little bit at a time, and he's going to continue to lose. So, what did John say? I wish someone would do an interview with Tug's mother-in-law. I would love to know her opinion of how she felt about her child getting groomed by him. Well, from what I'm saying, not groomed.
She's not an angel either.
She's not an angel at all. At all. I mean, what was on that list?
DUI.
DUIs. What, leaving the scene of an accident?
Hold on, let me get there. We get there in that document.
Yeah. Tug shouldn't be talking about
leaving
anybody's
the scene
personal.
of an accident with property damage, violating a conditional release, DUI, resisting arrest, resist, stop, arrest, search, no weapon, domestic assault, DUI, driving without a license, speeding. There's a whole bunch of that listed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then bankruptcy.
Oh, bankruptcy. Yeah, he had bankruptcy twice.
He filed bankruptcy twice. She filed once. The
Without
last one with him and her together. Yes.
So there's three?
No. He
Oh,
filed
okay.
bankruptcy on his own.
And then the second
and then
one was
there's
with her.
A joint one.
Yeah. And that was, so it was, he got filed bankruptcy in 2003 and then 2012. Right. One of them was like over 200,000. I don't even know what the other one was. But yeah, it's just quite interesting. But Tug said today that since the whole demonetization thing with YouTube's been turning his ads on to play during the stream. Sure they have. Well, that I happen to know you can turn off. Okay. With the lives, they just automatically added it with me, but you can change the spacing of them and stuff like that. That I do know. So now he's saying the same thing that actually I said. He says he has them set to manual, but YouTube keeps turning them back on. Lies. He told his audience that if they get ads to let him know and he will turn it off again. He's just trying to make up for the money he lost for the 12 hours demonetized? Or maybe he lost a month's worth of income. I don't think they could do that. I think that if you had income, it would stop from when they turned you off, and then from when you go back on. Like just that, period in between, which is for him a couple hours, if that. But yeah, so he.
John wants to see someone interview who? John and Rebecca.
he wants to see someone interview Ashley's mother.
What the heck?
Is that who it is? I guess so. That'd be quite interesting. Anyway, but that's like going deep. But these guys like to go into your significant other's names, past, whatever it may be, and it's like, okay, let's play your game. You want to play your game? Let's do it. Because you guys don't have, and the whole point of it is you guys have nothing to talk about. Like, you're using this stuff as content, and you're not even looking in the mirror. I mean, this guy's someone who bullies people and yet writes articles about them, claiming he's like some type of therapist or therapeutic person. And meanwhile, like, his name's on there with his picture with no title whatsoever as to who he is, what it's about, why he's the one writing this article, nothing. And if you look up any license in that state, there's nothing with his name. No records come up at all. So I think he's been bullshitting people for quite a long time. And according to like the Kiwi Farm stuff and the comic gate, that's like, yeah. Him and his wife bullshitted a lot of people back then. And I think if you really want to know more about Tug, you could definitely go and dig into that stuff. And I don't care how old it is, but that's some serious stuff that coincides with what he's doing right now. So we had transcripts from Tina, which is the serious notes. I went over some of them because of a phone call with Michelle. He had 13 of them. And he said that someone can record conversations by writing the conversation out by using a type of shorthand. He has at least 13. So that's his excuse?
Actually, it's illegal to record the conversation.
It's illegal to record. So they can record the phone conversation by writing the conversation out by using a type of shorthand. And he has at least 13 transcripts that take a long time to go through. He said Tina said it is from 16 phone calls. So he took Tina's notes and put it into AI to format it for easier reading. Oh, great. So that's where the bullshit came from. Unbelievable. So that was basically, he was still live, I guess, when I found that.
Hello, Mike.
What? Oh, hello, Mike. Hello, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
My ear is popping. It's actually popping. So that's pretty much it. Except for I think one of the other things that Hales admitted to tonight was that he's not being a resident of Florida. But it's weird because he was mentioning he talked to his CPA about moving his residence to Florida, and they decided it wasn't a good idea because it'll involve too much work. But how did he vote in Otter Creek if he's not a resident in Florida? Don't you have to be a resident?
Yes.
And how did he file? Well, I guess he could file the federal cases in Florida. Wait a minute. Well, it's a federal case. Well, why was it coming out of Florida if he's not a resident in Florida? Why wouldn't it be a judge in Ohio? Federal court. Isn't that questionable?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I don't know. I'd have to ask a lawyer about that.
Oh, wow. It went to the family.
Interesting. Gabe, I need you to put glasses on. You can vote for local, not state or federal. So that's why he was allowed to vote town council. Hi, Sassy. You can't unless he lied. So, yeah, why was the federal case not in Ohio if he's a resident of Ohio? That makes sense. Where's Reg? Does it matter? Since it's a federal case, does it matter? I don't know. Robbie.
Yo.
What are you doing?
Eating.
Stuffing his face.
Oh.
It's the first time I've eaten today.
A person is not permitted to vote in any election, precinct, or district other than the one in which the person has his or her legal residence and in which the person is registered. A person temporarily residing outside the country, that's different.
So legally, he shouldn't have been able to vote
Right.
for anything in Otter Creek.
Right.
That's not where he resides.
Either should George.
Well,
Well, they filed that case against Leslie in state court, and I know they claimed that George was a resident in Florida. I remember seeing that. I'm like, she's not a resident in Florida. That's quite interesting. Well, I've got the video. It's already downloaded, Michelle. Yeah, the people who lived in the Grange's trailer park should not have been able to vote either.
No.
I don't know what kind of tag she has now, but she didn't have a Florida tag. She had an Ohio tag. So how is she a resident in Florida to sue in a Florida court? She should be suing out of Ohio.
Wow, this must run in the family.
But
Aggravated assault.
Hey, Rich, what are you going to do with that property once you get it?
Aggravated assault, aggravated assault, aggravated assault. Primary offense, aggravated assault.
wow.
Possession of a firearm during a commission or attempt to commit a dangerous felony. Drugs.
He was able to file in Florida because the defendant is a resident of Florida?
License, reckless driving, assault, aggravated assault. Do they really want people digging into the backgrounds of the people in which they are related?
I know Tori's getting mad. Really? It's that bad. Who? Really?
Stuff I just read off. Yep.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. Rich, is
Oh,
that
God.
something
Hello,
he's fine to
Noel.
be able to do if he's not a resident of Florida? That he was able to sue in a
speeding.
federal court in Florida? And that the federal court in Gainesville had jurisdiction over the whole case?
Seatbelt law, speeding. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Now, new rules unloaded. Huh. It's kind of funny. But I noticed it in Leslie's case when they said something about George being a resident of Florida. I'm like, no, she's not. Saga just freaking lied to the court. Again.
trying to make the property into a facility.
We're gonna make
It'll be awesome.
He's gonna get a kegerator. I don't know. I think my brain is a little fried on all this court stuff, to be honest with you. I'm kind of over it. I was asking Rich questions the other day, and he's like, "What does this have to do with that?" I'm like, "I don't know. I didn't read the whole damn thing." Because you would think that would have been brought up in the very beginning of any kind of response to this, that he's not even, a resident of Florida. How could he be filing a federal case in Florida? So, yes, non-residents can file a court case in Florida, provided the court has jurisdiction over the defendant or the subject matter of the dispute. Huh. Lawyer shit makes you stupid. Well, I know he did it. And, he's only getting away with so much, so. But we'll see. Maybe he's running out of money. He needs to do something. Lisa Lee Turd said you're a Roman. What? A what? You're a what? What's a Romanica? What? What is that? What is that? I don't even know what that is.
Vote in Levy County
Who is?
and Summit, Germ, and Summit County in Ohio.
Uh-huh.
How to do that?
He can't be registered in 2 places to vote.
That means he's doing
That's
something.
illegal. Thank you. Can you send that email to Lisa, please, with that information?
Yeah. He's registered to vote Levy County, Florida, and Summit County, Ohio. He does a lot of
It's
illegal things
possible.
in Florida. Lots of them. For years. The only way he could make it federal was through diversity of jurisdiction. Otherwise, it would have been a local state case. Right. First, I think she is lying to Ohio about her residency. Last year,
Registering to vote in 2 separate states is a felony.
is she illegally getting a tax car on her home, and is she collecting aid in Ohio? You know, I don't know, but what I do know is that
You
you're in
can't do that,
Florida.
Beardy.
Can't do that. It's got to be based on where you reside at, and then you can only vote in that location.
Yeah, I just looked up Florida law. Florida law says you can only vote where you're registered as your primary residence. It stops the snowbirds from voting in their home state and then coming down to Florida and voting again.
Right.
Yeah, so that way they can't vote on local state stuff that's here.
What I do know is if you're in Florida for more than 10 days, you're supposed to, which I think this is ridiculous, but you're supposed to change your license.
Yeah, but how many snowbirds really do that?
I know. Which they used to have a dual license thing that you could have, but not anymore.
They don't have that anymore.
No, that's been done away with for a while.
Yeah, for a while.
Basically, he's saying you're a Romani gypsy.
A Romani gypsy?
Yes, the Romani, ROMANICHAL. It's a Romani gypsy.
No, I'm not.
Travelers.
Travelers.
Yeah.
I haven't traveled, and I can't tell you
Not
how
that
long.
kind of traveler. They're called travelers.
He's trying to call me a grifting gypsy.
He's trying to call you a gypsy.
Isn't that why they have absentee voting? Yeah. Tina said you're a gypsy too.
Absence voting's done by mail-in.
You
Look
don't
at her
register in a different
record.
area.
Look at her criminal record, and look at mine and tell me who's a gypsy.
Who's
Tina's.
Tina's last name?
Which one? She's got like 5 of them.
The gypsies are over in Europe. Here it's
She
sovereign
changed them a
citizens.
lot. Tina's 12.
Oh yeah.
Christina. Well, she's got Christina. She's got all kinds of different names. I don't have any kind of activity.
Okay, I looked it up already.
I need to refresh my drink. You guys got this for a sec?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Not to be at the pool? Richard.
My order of the Peaky Blinders is right.
Oh yeah. There she is.
She's got like 5 of them. And if you look up every name in the county of Jacksonville, I think it's Duval, she's got criminal shit on every name.
Good, King Baco.
Lots of worthless checks.
Oh yeah. Tina Swoop, Tina Poole, Christina Mentz, MENTZ, Tina Bettis, Tina Bladen, Tina Marie Bettis, Christine Kruger. Wow, she has a lot of names. Lots of names. Lots and lots of email addresses too.
Why would someone have so many different names?
Hiding.
Shady?
Good here.
Wait, that's right. I remember now.
What? Oh, her name?
Yeah,
All the criminal stuffs.
yeah.
The marriages.
Some kind of hooker stuff in here.
The kids. Daddies.
King Taco.
Yes. Taco King.
Oh yeah, there was a whole prostitution thing.
Yeah. She got arrested for prostitution.
Offering for prostitution.
Offering.
Not kidding, Todd.
Yep.
Or something.
Great.
Yeah.
And it's just funny how she's trying to like say, "Oh no, oh let me guess, you become some kind of born again person," but yet this is what you're doing. So no, you have not.
Not the traffic, speeding, driving unsafe.
I have a lead foot myself, so I don't
Blondie,
really.
what you talking about?
Speeding stuff is a big deal.
Lisa, you have mail.
Driving under revoked
it's MoMagic mail. Whoops.
Yeah,
Sorry, guys,
under
I got
revoked
excited.
license.
Email thing.
You have mail. Yeah.
Mail.
I get excited thinking what my mail is like.
Tampa Bay Roadrunner used to do that.
So she
Hey,
was like,
AOL did it too. You
They
got
were
it.
the first ones.
She got a citation for not paying her citation. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Oh, wait on. Oh, I like that.
Where's 9 chins, 9 chins, 9 chins?
she forgot to pay child support. I'm not.
Is
It
it nine
says
cents?
duties of parent or legal guardian.
9 chins,
Yeah.
9 chins.
Where's 9 chins? Where is 9 chins?
Oh, he's still at work.
It is Monday.
He hiding.
I just saw.
Oh, there's a Cooper in here.
I forgot to do that. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't put this one in here.
Mo, is he under the desk?
Matthew's not in here.
And Tori's at work over there.
No, they can't do that, Christine.
Matthew, or is it William?
Matthew.
They would have had to redo their license and everything too.
Who is William H?
Christine.
That was another name you gave me.
Oh.
They would have to have a Florida license.
Oh, so happens the last name. Of
Yeah.
Okay, so
Maybe
I did
there's
not
something
use
to
it.
that.
Okay, so let me PDF all this.
I feel like we're on your live
Gotcha,
like months
honey.
ago. Me and Marcia, we're all sitting here like doing all this investigative
Oh
research.
my gosh!
I totally feel like that right now.
Where I
Deja
left,
vu.
I left you guys.
Yeah, you left us.
Stop it, Richard.
What's he doing?
Richard, are you being a bad boy?
Oh, I can't change anything on here until. All right, never mind. I can't edit the. Oh, it did say it at the top.
No, wrong
Right.
person, Luthman.
Wrong person. I hear that, Helen. We just started to use credit a few years ago. Hi, Sandra. How are you?
Hello, Sandra.
What they said.
All right. I'll go
I
watch
need a new
it.
avatar. Please.
Judge for Lisa.
What?
Does that give us our heaters? Something to warm you up?
Gonna get the goodies.
I'm getting giddies.
Yeah.
What kind of goodies? I bet you everybody would love to see me like that. Not
Oh, that's
happening.
not what I wanted to do. Let me see. Oh, yeah, that was what I wanted to do. What is this one?
I
Yeah.
get excited. Just thinking what you might be like.
Oh no, we won't go there.
He likes it. I get 5 days of.
I'll let him know, Mike. He stepped away for a sec.
Oh, did you see on his video they gave him $20 for his court? They're still giving him $20 for legal fees and stuff. Unbelievable. Yeah. Yep. You can legally be registered in both Ohio and Florida simultaneously. This commonly happens when people move or maintain homes in both states. However, where'd it go? Voting in the same election in both states is a felony. Oh. States cross-check voter rolls to a system like... Yeah, but I think the Otter Creek Town Hall stuff, like, I don't think that even falls under it. I don't think so. I mean, I guess if you, like, really went and dug. Whoops. I mean, unfortunately, they're so old school, I don't even think it's, you know, it would do anything. He's got other things to really worry about, honestly. Like tax evasion and all kinds of crazy stuff like that. Oops, did I say that? Hey, Todd.
Hello, Todd.
Todd, who thinks he's getting my Loofah-mobile now.
There's Matthew for you.
What, is there criminal stuff there?
I think it's time for a freshen up on the Loofah-mobile.
Oh, let me tell you. We did some nice freshening up on that Loofah-mobile.
Oh, yeah? You did a refresh on it?
Yeah. It's got new loofahs.
Sweet.
It's all kinds of clean and fresh. And, oh, yeah. Yep. Did a lot of that. Actually, Squat Pump did it.
Really?
Yeah, Squat Pump cleaned the whole thing. She was looking for something to do. She goes, I'm going to clean the Loofah-mobile. So we took the loop off.
While Trump was in town, did you remember to give him his gold shoes?
Hello, did you miss the video? He rode in the Loofah-mobile. Hello.
I understand that, but did you give him his gold shoes?
He wasn't wearing them. You're not getting it, Todd. Get up. Little does he know, I know folks in Ohio, too. Red Big Pops, he ran back to Ohio when he heard about who I knew in Florida. Uh-oh. No, it's not, John Caps. Shut up, John Caps. Shut up. Shut up. Get in the corner, John Caps.
Already going to the corner?
Already. Gosh. Dang.
Hey, Mike said you have to do the PSA tonight.
I'm doing a PSA. G4 is good for you.
Look at who's related to who. Because it's
It's a G4 Blanco.
That was young.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. What about his?
Proof.
Yeah, some, but not.
No. Hey, I'm getting the effects of it just from that. Just from that right there.
So I'm not going there.
Uh-huh.
I'm looking.
Right.
Because that is wrong.
I would think that would be wrong, too.
Not that they wouldn't do it,
Right.
but that is wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, they have done shit like that.
Yes, they have. I suppose they have a hidden daughter.
Maybe I should change my mind on that.
Squat Pump gave it a sponge bath with 80s hard rock in the background. Dude, you got like, are you spooking me or something? Like, what's going on? You got cameras on my property? How would you know that she did that? I think Mike's stalking me. At least he's never going to know we were there. Okay. I know everything that's going on around here. Don't you know? I do. I got cameras everywhere. Apparently, I even have them in neighbors' bedrooms. Who believes that?
Have them in the neighbor's bathroom?
Bedrooms.
Oh.
Somehow my cameras can reach and see on the back of someone's house across the street.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, we do know someone that likes recording into bedroom windows.
Yes, that we do. That was so stupid of him to say that day. How he's recording into the window and could see what's going on in the house. I was like, you do realize that the child who you've been talking about for 2 years, that's her bedroom.
Sick. Fuck.
Yep. Teens love hearing Tori there. Everybody in the village is listening to 80s rock. At this point, yep. I was just talking about that because my mom had, actually had a property in a 50s plus community, and we used to go to. She used to always want to go to the pool, so we went with her. And they used to play music there, and all the music was Frank Sinatra, a lot of doo-wop stuff. What's we call it, like old Fabian, like all kinds of old school music, right? And I was just sitting there, and I'm like, wow, imagine when we're like at this age, we're gonna be playing like these. It's gonna be like Ozzy Osbourne and freaking who knows. So here it was. We were in the pool. This was last year, and it was Jeannie and I, and who else was it? Anyway, we're at the pool, and they're playing Bon Jovi and Poison. I literally just sat there and had this like whole big deja vu. I'm like, oh my God, have I actually hit that moment in time? Am I old? And I was just talking about this today. We had visitors. Mm-hmm. Tori, you got to meet Ray Bell and CashApp today.
I walked out and I looked at him and I said, well, hello. And he goes, I know who you are.
He said,
yeah.
It says she emailed you. Let her know when you received it.
Okay.
He gives good hugs.
Yes, he does. Ray is cool. I don't know about Brett, but I don't know. He likes to stalk his wife, ex-wife. Now we know he got arrested for putting cameras up on her property and filming her.
He was what?
Brett Granger was arrested for stalking his ex-wife with cameras.
No way.
Yeah, he put cameras on her house.
Yep.
Where she was living.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Those two are like two peas in a pod. Where you going? You leaving?
What's wrong with people?
Where I'm going is none your business. That's where I'm going. None ya.
None ya.
None your business. Eat the toppings off of that.
It's always a good hugger, like hugging your mom. Yeah.
Who said that?
Helen.
Oh, that's right. Helen has met me.
Yes. It's so funny how they think like we're hiding from people.
Yep.
It's like, really? Well, we've met people, so
I
I
gotta
don't
make arrangements to meet with Tammy B this trip to get my ice cream.
Oh. Brett is a freaking sicko towards. I know nothing about that. Thank you. I don't know. What do we got here? I was looking for my email. Where's my email? Okay.
It's on your computer.
I know that, silly.
It's on your phone.
To look for. Hold on. Scooter.
What? Oh, just helping.
I know. Gosh, it's pausing. So it's not letting me download. These are awesome. Love Mo. I love my MoMagic emails. Love them. You know what's funny? I'm actually wearing the same shirt, Mo. Okay, let's see. He's registered to vote in Summit County, Ohio. Okay. At the same time, so he registered to vote in Levy County on January 31st, 2024, and registered to vote in Summit County on March 22nd, 2024.
How? That's elite.
And voter status active. Voter status active. Both. Yep.
Richard, how can that not be caught?
I thought in order to register, you had to actually change your driver's license too.
You got your social security number.
Yeah. And the only way you can get away with that would be if you were active military, and your home base was in another state, but you were stationed like here, and you would register to vote here, not up there.
But you're stationed to vote here, so
Yeah.
You're stationed here, so
But that's how my dad did it, because
right.
his home state was Connecticut, and he kept his license in Connecticut for the longest time. But he voted.
But military is different.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does, man. He really does think he's above the law, and this time. Mm-mm. But I just find it funny how he stopped all this right after I reported, so he thinks it's going to look like he hasn't done anything. I find that humorous. Because he's done things for 2.5 years. So, and with me, at least over 1.5 years.
Where's Patty?
Where did Patty go? Ruth Meyer doesn't like Jeremy after he sued Dan Owen.
Yeah, he grew up in Connecticut, in New Haven.
That was really cool to even file that. Now I bet he's out of money to start suing a whole bunch of other people. He's just going to look like he's going to end up being deemed a vexatious litigant.
Send that to Richard, Lisa.
Send what?
What you were reading. He's
The material
registered in both.
Oh, hold on. It's just a... Here, hold on. I'll send it and you can see it. Oops. Attach. 1 second.
My aunt is still up there too, Bearded.
That would be your dad's sister.
Yes.
Aunt.
Yes, aunt.
Your aunt.
No,
Auntie.
aunt.
It's aunt.
It's a northern term.
A-U. Aunt.
Yes, aunt.
Auntie is aunt.
I
Yes.
gotta ask a question, actually.
Mhm.
So anybody who watched him
I want to say
tonight,
she's in the
notice
Haven
how
area.
bloodshot his eyes were?
Well, do you want
Whose
to
eyes?
Germs.
I don't watch him, so I don't.
Let me look her up real quick. I'll tell you exactly. She's on my.
It's like towards the end, if you look at like the last couple of minutes of it, his eyes, they're like bloodshot.
My baby bloodshot or Rug's bloodshot or drunk bloodshot?
Who knows? I mean, George wasn't there. You never know. He can't really start crying about her having, being sick again, because that didn't work from the last time he tried to do that. So
You mean when she wasn't?
yeah,
Hey,
I just want him to stop hurting people
He's
and
in
stop.
Meredith.
Rich. Probably crying George.
Damn it, these commercials.
Yeah, no kidding.
But yeah, it's been mentioned. Yeah. Like I said, I've just been wanting him to stop hurting people, stop harassing people. That's it. And if that's what he's going to start to do, well then, okay. But he's still going to be held accountable for what he's already done. Because he's done too much of it. This isn't like, I better stop now, and he gets a pat on the wrist. He's been getting a pat on the wrist for a long time.
No, I'm not kidding. Spirited. You better hit the like button.
I just do it.
Okay, why'd you move forward to the door?
Oh.
Up again.
What's he going to claim? Allergies?
What the heck did you just do?
Dude, listening to you.
Why did you keep pushing up?
What are you talking?
I'm going to kick Scooter in the head.
What are you guys doing?
I got him pushing buttons on the remote because he couldn't get the
Chat.
the lower thing to clear out so he could read the chat. Where you do the like and everything. So I told him push up twice and he kept pushing up and it made him try to sign in.
They do.
Yeah, don't worry. I don't give out the names.
These ads suck.
Just because she doesn't have the same last name as me. So it doesn't matter.
Oh, well, why is that, Scooter? Because there's something wrong with that. They said I was married. They said I was divorced. They said they were freaking out that I don't have the same last name as Gabe. Well, actually, there is a couple of reasons why that is. But they're not for anybody else's
Well,
business.
because my name and my husband's last name are not the same. They're saying we're not married.
Yeah, I mean, give me a break, Who in this day and age? Well, not many people. They don't change their names when they get married. A lot of people don't do it now. And sometimes now, if it's a man and wife, the man takes the woman's last name.
Cool.
So it's all what their preferences are. And their preferences is nobody's business. That's it. Nobody's business. Yeah. That has all kinds of shit going on. Gabe and I have been married. We've not been divorced ever, nor have we even filled out divorce papers or anything like that. I don't even know where they get their bullshit from. If I met a broad named Trump, I'd take her name.
Ooh.
So two people who are not married are trying to say you all are not married, and that's bad somehow. Exactly, Helen. I don't know. I think that he's just outright jelly.
A United Airline international flight struck a light pole and tractor trailer while approaching Newark Liberty International Airport on Sunday, injuring a truck driver on the ground. The flight from Venice, Italy to New Jersey made contact with a pole during its descent around 2 p.m. The plane landed safely and taxied to the gate. All the passengers and crew members are unharmed.
So on the ground. Uh-oh.
What video? Oh, the plane?
What was that?
They're inspecting the aircraft for possible damage and conducting a full safety.
I
There's
take
a
every
video inside the truck. Dead air, dead air.
Dead air, 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 dead air.
pew pew. I think I just heard a pin drop.
I know.
I muted for a second. Inspect the pilot for possible booze. Do you want to read my filings?
Filings.
Let's see. It's the one that's not on the docket yet.
I can't see anyone else over there with it.
Has it actually hit the docket?
I don't know.
Come on and read my filing. Hold on.
Bring Richard on. Bring Richard on.
See, he even says, "I'll come on."
All right, come on.
When Richard reads them, they're great.
Yeah,
Not
Richard's
yet.
got to read it though. I can't see enough to read a doc filing. Hold on, let me get through the link. Come on, Richard. It sends. There we go. Yeah. Richard. All right, there you go. You should have it, Rich. Tori, there's a video inside that truck driver's truck when the plane hit.
Oh, wow.
All right, so Richard's gonna read it. I sent him the link. Best when the author reads it. Yeah, that's true. You guys don't like the way I read documents. Apparently, I can't comprehend them either. Richard. Jesus calling out Richard. I can't believe I ate that, Tori. I don't even want to know what my numbers are. Woohoo! Robbie, you're way too quiet for me. Someone give him a shot. Life is great when my dilemma for the day is to have popcorn, twists, or ice cream for a snack. Dang! That sounds good. At least it sounds like you're pulling a Tom Sawyer. Oh yeah, I can't read, so Richard's going to do it. No, it's too late. What time is it actually? No, it's 11:30. I usually try to wait till they hit the docket so that there's no issue or nothing, but Richard wrote it, so he's pro se. Doesn't matter. Hey, Miss Laura, you will have Lisa's Loofamobile soon. Yeah, keep dreaming, John Caps. Shut up, John Caps. Shut up, John Caps. Robbie. Death threats upon death threats upon death threats. He's a failure of a human and a bullshitter. That's your opinion. There you go. Okay. Whoa. Strictly. Thank you so much, honey. Okay, now both Robbie and Rich is here. We lost both of them. There we go. Robbie, Rich, what's up? Hey,
Hello.
Rich, how you doing? Hello.
How is everybody?
You look like you're
I'm
Miami
just
Vice.
dandy because Jimmy cracked corn and I don't give a fuck.
That's it. That's very good. So let me get I'm gonna share my my files. Hold on.
Scott and I are sitting out here with our sifters with some G4.
Nice.
So smooth.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's a beautiful tequila.
Strictly, she's so smooth. Rich? No.
Okay,
Not
let
yet.
me do my thing here. It's
Strictly.
Why can't I hear Lisa?
Hello. Can you hear me? Hello.
Did she mute?
No, I'm here.
I can hear Richard.
Tori, Christine sent.
I'm here.
I know you're here.
so I'm hanging out. I was having beer and such earlier. I have a nice little rum drink I've been making myself lately, and
Rum runner? You took it a rum runner?
something like that. I was having I was having rum like coconut and pineapple, and I put dark rum and light rum together, a little bit of different juices, some club soda. It comes out very good, actually. And then I put fruit in it too. I put some oranges and some cherries. It's a very good drink. It'll get you wrecked. Like you have 3 of them, you'll be on the floor. That's how this freaking thing is awesome.
So it's like a Mongolian MFer.
Almost like that. Yeah, you could do like real heavy rum with this thing. Like, you could like the standard on is like Mount Gay, but you can go even heavier than that. You can go like crazier types. You can go with like, grain alcohol if you wanted to. because the all the citrus and all that other stuff kind of masks it. You don't realize how twisted you get. So I had a bunch of those while I was watching the hockey match. So, yeah.
Hold on, I got to reload, Lisa, because I can't hear you.
Fine. So are we to show this? Hang on.
Yeah, let me connect my my streams too. Richard Luthman reads latest filing in Hales in the Jeremy Hales Fed 2 case.
Does he look like he's in Miami Vice?
I lived in Miami for a while. No, I lived in Miami from 2004 to about 2009. And then I moved back up to New York for a fair bit. Let's see what we're going to put out. We're going to put it in this one, put it in this one, and I'll put it on Substack as well. 1, 2. As a guest, you can add up to 2 destinations on this stream. So where should I put it? I'll put it on YouTube and I'll put it on Substack because those are my 2 favorite places.
Hola, Strictly.
Yeah. It looks like Groucho Marx, like a mafia version of Groucho Marx.
Yeah. So basically, this is what's happening here is Germ, right? Went along and he had Randy Shockett file a motion, or he filed a motion to ask the court to expedite an earlier motion that Germ had filed, that the Shockett had filed for Germ, that asked for fees and costs for trying to serve me with papers. And so this is
I got lost in that. Remember I was saying, I'm like, it looks like he's trying to, because you mentioned Michelle in it too. I'm like, it looks like he's trying to add this or get this expedited so he can throw it into the bankruptcy to prove that she has to pay him money. But I forgot that he's already put that motion in there a while ago. So good. So that was my bad. Sorry.
my Substack just got kicked, so let me put my Substack on again. But while I'm doing that, I'll tell you what's going on. The cases, or the law, the rule is what's called Rule 4 in the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. And what Rule 4 does is Rule 4 allows you to it tells you actually how you serve people, and it gives you all the rules of service and what service is good service, what service is not good service. And so part of it is if you make a good faith effort and you're the plaintiff, so you're Jeremy and you're Shockett, and you do what's called good faith, and that's try to tell the person, look, you're the defendant, and we want to avoid the costs of having to serve you with papers, and in good faith we're going to send you these materials, and we're going to mail it to your house, and we'll avoid this, and you're just going to send back a waiver. If the person unreasonably doesn't return it, right, and they basically tell the person to screw themselves, then you're in a situation where you can get fees from the other side. So I just added my Substack in. Okay, so you can get fees from somebody if they if they unreasonably don't accept service. That's under the federal rule 4D. Rule 4D says that. And what they're trying to do is just trying to get rid of like the BS game where people avoid service. Now, what happened with me is a very different story, and it's something that you're legally entitled to do. You're not obligated to help these people out if they're idiots. Right. So you're not obligated to help Germ out and Randy Shockett if they don't know how to read, or they're just retarded, and so this is what happened in this case. I think we talked about this for months. How I haven't been served. I wasn't served. But what happened is, and you guys all got dismissed from the case, right? Yeah. Then Germ dropped a 3rd amended complaint, and the only people in that 3rd amended complaint are, you see there, Lynette Michelle Lacey, Alexis Preston, and Richard A. Luthman Jr. That's all that's left. Now, Lynette Michelle Lacey, Alexis Preston is in a bankruptcy case, so that case is stayed, right? So this case against her is not going forward, but it's going forward against Rich Luthman. That's what they said so far. There's another case, Fed 1. We know about that. And John
Yep.
Cook and Lynette are in the same case, right?
Right.
Michelle Preston. But John Cook is stayed, and so is Michelle. They're both stayed in that case. How is
Right.
it that John and I are both similarly situated? We both have Lynette Michelle Lacey, Alexis Preston, who's in bankruptcy, as our co-defendant, and we're both
Right.
in the Northern District of Florida. Yet one case is going forward, and another case isn't. It's kind of what looks like is like fundamentally unfair to me. I would think that's a bit of
Well, John's asked the court to move forward with the Fed 1 case in his situation. It's weird because with the Fed 1 case, it's like they clumped John and Michelle together as one person. They did it in Ohio as well, and
Yeah.
I mean, no matter what they're trying to claim that they had jurisdiction over John in Ohio, they didn't. If anything, their claim is, Michelle, but there's nothing making Ohio have jurisdiction over John. And they literally put them together as one person. So why? Actually, what did Judge Blitto say? He said that to move forward with the case would just mean they'd have to go because of the same accusations and stuff. He would just have to. It's like a waste of the court's time to do it twice. So that's what he said.
So what I filed with the court before, this isn't this filing. This is going to hit the docket this week. Probably Monday, Tuesday, tomorrow, or the next day, because it was mailed up to Gainesville, and it's actually going to be received by them. And I know when they do it because I do it by UPS, and they send me notices. Yeah. It's great. But what hit the docket last week was a non-consent to the magistrate judge. So Belifa, started making all these orders, and then it hit the docket, and then it went all over to Judge Hinkle. So Judge Hinkle has the case now because I didn't consent to the magistrate judge, and I asked him already for a reconsideration of his ruling, where he didn't allow me to put an opposition to the motion to amend. But on top of this, now this new posture here is when Jerm put this thing about service in, he put in this whole motion saying that he should get $2,500 for sending G-Man running around and his other people, somebody in New York running around. They said I was evading service. They said that they had mailed the thing to me correctly, that then they had served the Secretary of State correctly. Well, this debunks everything that they said. Okay, and so I'll start reading it, and we'll get into it because it's not super long. But it's got everything in it. So this is defendant Richard A. Luthman Jr.'s opposition to plaintiff's motion to turn the court into a fast food stand. Defendant Richard A. Luthman Jr., defender Luthman, a non-lawyer, unskilled in the science of law, and without the requisite capacity to be deemed learned in the law, appearing pro se and special without waiving any objection to service, personal jurisdiction, insufficiency of process, or insufficiency of service of process, opposes plaintiff's motion for status and to expedite ruling on pending motion for expenses incurred in making service and attorney's fees pursuant to Rule 4D. So they put up on the docket number 192. They want to expedite a previous motion. There's a pending motion. The motion is also known in the mass media as plaintiff Jeremy B. Hales' motion to turn the court into a fast food stand. And Luthman states as follows. So what I'm saying is this. Jeremy Hales is trying to turn the court to McDonald's. And his lawyer is trying to turn the court to McDonald's. It's like he's saying, "Oh, well, I want my order right away. I just put the motion in. Give me my order now." The only place that happens is McDonald's. I want a number 2 and I want a number 3 with Diet Coke, and I'll drive around and then I'll go pick it up. That's not how it works in federal court. You have to actually have a real emergency for that. And so what I wrote here is I talked a little bit about this case. And if you see the footnote, this is going to be the beautiful part because this gets a lot of stuff into the record. Plaintiff's motion bears the hallmarks of polymop, protraction of litigation and multiplication of proceedings for a media purpose, not a litigation necessity. The operative third amended complaint itself alleges that Mr. Hales is a, quote, social media influencer, operates the What the Hales YouTube channel with more than 730,000 subscribers, operate a Facebook business page with more than 327,000 followers, and, quote, generates revenue through advertising, sponsorships with more than with monthly subscriptions, fees from fans, and online auctions. That's his third amended complaint, paragraphs 8 through 12. It's what he just filed. He filed it the other day. That admission matters. Earlier pleadings made the same point, even more bluntly. The first amended complaint alleged that Hales uses YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, paid monthly premium access, Facebook, business marketing, and whatnot accounts to generate revenue and maintain audience goodwill. The second amended complaint repeated these material identical allegations. Those superseded pleadings may no longer control as operative pleadings. Only the third amended complaint is the operative pleading now, and that's a point of some importance in cases. But plaintiff's prior factual allegations remain useful evidentiary admissions and show the context in which this collateral expedite motion was filed. He filed an expedite motion. He wants the court to put this on the top and drop what it's doing and decide his motion. The motion does not identify a genuine emergency, a jurisdictional deadline, a risk of lost evidence, or any case management necessity. It seeks to accelerate a collateral service cost fight while the predicate service and jurisdictional questions remain contested. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. That sequencing makes little legal sense, but it makes obvious content sense. It creates a docket event, manufactures a grievance, invites reaction, and feeds a monetized storyline. Rule 11 does not permit federal motion practice to be used as a content mill, and that's Rule 11b1. Now, on Friday, I believe, Megan and Tug did a whole thing about how Jeremy filed the motion, number 195, and he's going to get fees against me. They did a whole show about that. They spent a couple hours talking about this. They already hit the content mill, right? So everything I said is right here. Everything I said is true. Now, this is what we say about the motion. The motion should be denied out of hand. It seeks extraordinary treatment for an ordinary, non-dispositive motion, and it does so on a record that still reeks of unresolved Rule 4 defects, inconsistent pleading positions, and a service theory that this court of law has never clearly validated. The plaintiff is Jeremy B. Hales, plaintiff or germ, the YouTube content creator and mega influencer. This court is not YouTube, nor is the court a fast food stand, however much the plaintiff and his wayward counsel want it to be. And I said, see Exhibit A to the attached Lisbon Declaration. And I'll go to the exhibit first, because the Exhibit A is probably one of the most important exhibits we're going to see in any of these pleadings. And that's it right here. This is Exhibit A. So this is what I was filed with the court. I don't know, it's sideways. I don't know if we can flip it. Let's see.
Yeah, I can't flip it.
It's okay, but I think everybody gets the idea. These two clowns are trying to turn the court into a fast food stand. And I don't think they should turn the federal court into a fast food stand. I really don't. Right. So that's on the Facebook page too. If anyone wants to see it or download it, they can make it their wallpaper if they want. So plaintiff's request is procedurally defective at the threshold. Local Rule 7.1b requires a meaningful conferral before most motions, and the rule expressly says that an email sent at any other time of filing is not a meaningful conference. Yet plaintiff's own certificate says counsel emailed Luthman on April 29th and filed the motion on April 30th after receiving disagreement the same day. See the Exhibit B to the attached Luthman Declaration. That is not a meaningful conference. It's a countdown clock with a send button. Local Rule 7.1c requires the certificate of accurately confirming compliance and the result. The motion therefore fails before it even reaches the merits. So this is what we talk about, Lisa, where they have to do the conferral. And that's the other exhibit that I put on here, Exhibit B. And I'll start with him first. Mr. Luthman, we intend to file a ruling on our motion for expenses incurred in making service and attorney's fees. Do you disagree with the same? This is April 29th at 2026 at 12 p.m. Okay. I replied the next day, I disagree with your proposed request in its entirety. Let's be clear, I've already rejected the relief sought and nothing has changed. I was never properly served under Rule 4. Your attempt to now shift the burden and extract expenses from a procedurally defective service effort is as baseless as the underlying theory. You cannot claim cost for service that never legally occurred. 4D presupposes a valid waiver framework and proper notice. You failed at both. And then I put Willy Wonka in there. You get nothing, you lose. And then I told him, failure is a common theme in both Jeremy's and your lives. Just ask your kids. To be clear, this is not a technical defect, it's a jurisdictional failure. You don't get to cure it after the fact by filing motions and hoping the court fills the gaps. What this looks like, again, is the same pattern we've seen through this case. Motion practice not for adjudication, but for amplification. Filing for the sake of filing and turning the docket into a content stream. That may play well on YouTube, but it does not survive even first-year civil procedure scrutiny. You learn in the first day of law school that this doesn't work. I have to ask, are you, Randy Shockett, all in on the what the hell's Palomont media strategy, or are you simply a shitty lawyer? I also want to be direct about something else. The ongoing drip of fee demands paired with legally defective service, it's already Rule 12 issues, looks less like advocacy and more like pressure tactics. When you repeatedly assert entitlement to money on claims that lack valid legal foundation, it begins to look, let's say, where's the rest? It begins to look, like extortion, something that smacks of extortion. You consider this course before I take you and your client to the woodshed. If you proceed, I will respond accordingly, including seeking appropriate relief. Thank you for your attention. So that's what I told him. Before he filed his motion, I told him I'm going to beat your ass up. And he still filed the motion because this is Palomont. So here's the big point on the motion. This is what we need to know. The request to expedite fares no better under local rule 7.1L. So he said this motion to get $2,500 in fees from me is so important that the court has to drop everything it's doing and expedite his motion. That's what the court. That's what he's telling this judge. He's telling Judge Hinkle that his time is the most valuable time that there is in the Northern District of Florida. Think about that. That's the level of craziness this guy is.
It's all about you. It's all about you. You proved that tonight.
It's still been under rule. That rule allows emergency treatment only when a ruling is needed more quickly than the ordinary course of business. And it requires the movement to explain the emergency and orally advise the clerk. And that's the rule. They have to call the clerk and they have to show that there's a reason. Plaintiff shows no emergency here. His complaint is simply that a derivatively filed Rule 4D2 cost motion has been pending for some months. Delay alone is not an emergency. If it were, every disappointed movement would style himself a triage patient. Then think about that. How many months, Lisa and Robbie, was your motion pending to dismiss?
Oh, God.
Over
6.
Yeah.
So did you file a motion to expedite? No, you have to wait. That's what everybody does. Nothing in the motion shows a looming deadline, irreparable harm, imminent loss of rights, or any prejudice beyond plaintiff's stated desire to be reimbursed sooner rather than later. That is not exigency. That is impatience in a suit already tangled in service disputes and amended pleadings. Even aside from the expedited request, the underlying Rule 4D2 motion is premature. On October 30th, the court refused to deem August 4th, 2025 service valid at 105 Oyster Bay Way. Refused email service, that's important because there's no email service. Refused to direct the default and denied service costs at this one time while extending the service deadline. Plaintiff then sought more time, stating he needed additional time to complete substitute service under Florida Statute 48-161, and the court extended the deadline to January 4th. The clerk's default entered later was set aside on April 8th. So there was a clerk's default. It got set aside already. The court did not then hold the service was valid. It merely set aside the default and reserved the other issues. What does this mean? We have not had a ruling from the court that Jeremy Hales served me correctly. You understand that? Jeremy Hales still hasn't served me. He hasn't served me correctly.
I know. It's crazy.
So do I.
Why won't the court force him to serve you properly now?
Well, that's what's going to happen. This case is going to get the case is going to get dismissed against me when he can't prove that he served me properly because the burden's on him. The burden's on him and Shockett to go and show that I was served properly, and that they can't show that. Then after plaintiff obtained leave to file a third amended complaint, defendant's motion attacking the second amended complaint was terminated as moot, and plaintiff was allowed to proceed on a new complaint with a two-defendant structure. In other words, plaintiff wants Rule 4D2 money on a service theory the court never squarely blessed, and that was overtaken by amendment before adjudication. That is the definition of premature. At a minimum, the underlying motion should be denied without prejudice, and if necessary, rebrought only after the court resolves the service issues in a posture that produces an actual judicial determination instead of competing self-certifications. What does that mean? The court's got to rule on this before you bring it in. The court's got to make a ruling and say you were served or you weren't served. If the court says you weren't served, they get nothing. If the court says I was served, they may or may not get something, but they probably won't get anything anyway. If the court would rather reach the merits now, then the motion should simply be denied. Either way, expedited treatment only magnifies the risk of deciding a derivative cost issue atop unresolved Rule 4 quicksand. And then I talk about the merits of the case. The merits are no kinder to the plaintiff, Jeremy Hales. Rule 4D2 is not a free-floating reimbursement device. It applies only when a defendant fails without good cause to sign and return a waiver requested in compliance with Rule 4D1. The rule requires a written notice addressed to the individual defendant, a copy of the complaint, 2 copies of the waiver form, a prepaid return envelope, and a reasonable response time, and dispatched by first-class mail or another reliable means. Okay, so there's all this stuff that you need to do, and the advisory committee talked about it. So plaintiff has not shown a clean Rule 4D request followed by a bad faith refusal. That's what they have to show. He made the proper request with all the elements, and I refused it in bad faith. What Germ has shown at most is a messy attempt to bootstrap an email spat into a fee-shifting order. The recorded facts show why. Plaintiff's motion to expedite says that on August 17th, he sent a waiver request by email and priority mail to a purportedly known address, and that Mr. Luthman responded the same day by email. But plaintiff's own filings also show the priority mail sent to the Sugar Pine address was returned. So he filed what killed him. He showed that he sent it to an address that's not mine, and Shaka put it on the docket and showed the return, number one. Number two, what's just said above was that Judge Bolitho said there's no email service in this case. So even sending the email, that does nothing for you if you didn't send the mailing. Okay. Okay, here we go. But plaintiff's own filing also shows the priority mail sent to the Sugar Pine address was returned, and Mr. Luthman's August 17th email explicitly objected because the summons then on file identifying the named defendant as a New York resident, and plaintiff had not attempted proper service in New York on the defendant, identified whom Luthman, a Florida resident since 2021, believes surely could not be him. No lawyer admitted in federal court could be that clumsy, right? And if you look at CMF, ECF PACER filings in the Florida federal courts from 2021 on, I'm a Florida resident. I'm clearly a Florida resident.
Right.
Plaintiff's own evidentiary filings also show process server was dispatched to Florida locations, including 4199 Los Altos Court. That's my address. 338 Sugar Pine, even when the operative second amended complaint alleged that defendant was domiciled in Staten Island, Richmond County, New York. So the second amended complaint, which was only superseded a few days ago when Germ filed the third amended complaint, up until a few days ago, the court, for as far as everybody knows, I lived in New York. Right. He didn't get it right that I lived in Florida until a few days ago. Plaintiff did not plead that Luthman was a resident of Naples until the third amended complaint filed in April 2026, a few days ago. Plaintiff can now with a straight face plead New York to sue and Florida to surcharge. So he's going to plead in the pleadings to the court that I live in New York, and he's going to bill me like I live in Florida. It's and I say it here, it out Herod's Herod, it even out Hales' Hales. That's the thing from Hamlet. It's out Herod's Herod, out Herod's King Herod. It's evil beyond evil. And this out Hales. It's like I don't know what Hales is, but he's Mr. Delusional. So it's even more delusional than Hales. That's like so that inconsistency is fatal to the known address premise. Rule 4D waiver package is not a vibes-based mailing. It's a formal request tied to the operative pleading and aimed at a defendant in a manner reasonably calculated to secure a valid waiver. Here, plaintiff's own filings show he was simultaneously telling the court that Luthman was a New York domiciliary while mailing a purported waiver package to Florida, and then claiming the Florida address was for the proper known address. If the plaintiff actually believed New York, then Florida was a guess. If the plaintiff actually believed Florida, then his operative pleading was wrong. Either way, Rule 4D2 cost shifting is not available on a record that is self-contradictory. So he screwed up. He had in the pleadings that I'm in New York, right? And he's guessing in Florida. He can't send something to try to get fees if it's a guess. And it's clearly a guess because he didn't amend his pleadings. So he's done. Nor does the email rescue plaintiff. The court already decided plaintiff's earlier request to serve Luthman by email, and Judge Bolitho said no. That ruling is the law of the case for present purposes. Email was not an authorized service. And a hostile or skeptical email response to unauthorized service method does not transform a defective waiver demand into sanctionable refusal. Plaintiff had email communications with Luthman. If counsel wanted a mailing address confirmed or wanted to inquire whether counsel would accept service or wanted to send a compliant waiver package to the correct last known address, counsel could have asked. In all the emails that they have, Shockett never asked. Mr. Luthman, where do you live? I want to send you something. Where do you live? Mr. Luthman, will you consent? Luthman, will you this? Will you that? Counsel instead chose bluster, then expense, and now wants the court to underwrite the consequences. Plaintiff substitute service theory under Florida law is no firmer. That's the substitute service. That's when he served the Secretary of State. This is the best part here. This is where he perjured himself. Shockett did. So this is pretty good. Florida substitute service under 48-161 and 48-181 demands due diligence and strict compliance because it is a narrow exception to personal service. The statute requires facts showing diligence in attempting personal service and a facts justifying non-residence or concealment. Plaintiff's declaration of compliance, that is what Shockett wrote, is how it states Mr. Luthman is a non-resident carrying on business in Florida. Well, he just filed an amended complaint that contradicts that. He filed an amended complaint saying that I'm a Florida resident. So he just contradicted himself in the filings. He said I was concealing my whereabouts. Wasn't concealing my whereabouts. It's known to the federal courts on PACER and the ECF, and not personally serviceable despite diligent efforts. They went to my house. They saw hurricane shutters up, and they concluded that nobody was home in the middle of August when everybody knows the hurricane shutters are up in Florida. They're fucking morons. Okay, that's what these people are. Okay, yet the same plaintiff at the relevant time still pleading New York domicile in the operative complaint while his servers roamed among Florida addresses and a Staten Island address. That's not due diligence. That's a jurisdictional scavenger hunt. And where the plaintiff's own litigation position oscillates between New York and Florida, which it did, and it does, the court should be especially reluctant to monetize substitute service costs as though the underlying service record were pristine. Indeed, the substitute service filing itself reflects uncertainty. The Florida Department of State acknowledgement says substitute service was accepted on December 29, 2025, and was filed on December 15th. Plaintiff's declaration, this is what Shockett wrote, says substitute service was effected on December 15th and accepted on December 29th. That may or may not ultimately be curable, but is more than enough reason not to fast track a fee award that depends on the court presuming superior procedural regularity. So it has to be done right. It has to be on the up and up. It can't be, you can't screw this up to get fees. And they screwed it up like 10 different ways. Plaintiff wants Rule 4 reimbursement. He needs a clean service record, and he does not have one. And then I get into a bunch of stuff. Plaintiff's own pleading history independently defeats the motion under estoppel. And that's I'm not going to bore people with that, but that's a legal thing which says estoppel means like stop. Just tell me stop. Yeah. You just said the opposite 2 minutes ago. Just stop. That's what estoppel really is. You just said that the sky is blue, and now you're telling me the sky is red. Just stop. You know, that's what estoppel is. Really, that's what the word means.
He does that a lot, actually.
He does. He get killed on estoppel. I'm going to kill him with it. So, the absence of any urgency is confirmed by the sanctions analogy plaintiff would prefer the court ignore. And this is when I talk about Dinesh Nishirvan, right? In the Nishirvan matter, and I said that Dinesh Nishirvan is Germ's admitted co-conspirator, right? Judge Steele first imposed sanctions and later determined the amount, but subsequently denied contempt-type relief based on non-payment because the early order did not set immediate payment deadline, and the court would not include the amount or the remaining balance, or the court would include the remaining balance in the judgment at the end of district court proceedings, right? So what does that mean? It means that they levied like $62,320 on Dinesh Nishirvan. He didn't pay it. And then they tried to get him for sanctions and contempt for not paying it. They tried to get the case dismissed. You owe $62,000. The district court judge said, even if you owe money, I'm not dismissing your case. Well, it's just a set off at the end of the case. So in a year or 2 years from now, when this case is finally finished, either we're going to take off the money you recover from the other side, or you're going to owe that money as part of a judgment. So even if Germ ends up getting $2,500 awarded to him from me, I don't have to pay it until the case is over. That's what the rule in the 11th Circuit say. So this case is just getting started. We didn't do discovery yet. We didn't do anything yet. So it could be like literally it's 2026. Now it could be 2030 until this case is over. He doesn't have to get the money from me until 2030, even if he's 100% right and he wins, which he's not gonna. So
I can't wait till you go into. I mean, I hope it just gets dismissed, but if it doesn't, I can't wait to see you with the discovery and everything. It's going to be absolutely amazing.
oh,
So much
this
fun.
part's the funny part too. Get rid of Monica's thing for a second.
Okay.
I'm show you something
All
really
right,
quick.
hold on. I just want to make sure you saw it. Go ahead.
So even if plaintiff eventually obtains some expense award here, which defendant denies, there's still no remotely plausible emergency requiring an expedited ruling now. The money can wait. And that's what the courts have said. And look at my footnote. Unless Jerem is broke, then he should call me and we can work something else out. We can work something
All
out.
right.
I think that Jerem is broke. That's what my feeling is that Jerem is probably broke at this point. That why do you think he's putting an emotion like this in unless he's broke? And I say that in my motion. I get a little bit saucy in my declaration. And I basically say this guy's a brokester, you know? And so let's do one over here. It says at the time plaintiff reported to seek a waiver of service from me in August 2025, the operative complaint file was the second amended complaint. The pleading alleged that Richard Luthman is an individual domiciled in Staten Island, Richmond County, New York, and was a citizen of New York. I reviewed that pleading and understood that plaintiff was officially representing to the court he was seeking a New York defendant who is not me. I have lived in the great state of Florida since 2021, and as far as I know, there are a slew of people named Richard Luthman running around. And then you look at my footnote. Who knows if there are little Richards with big noses running around South America at this point? It could be little Richards, but big noses named Richard Luthman running around South America. I don't know. Do you know? How am I to know? That's what I said. I tell these people, I get saucy in here to tell them this is some crazy stuff that they're doing to me. He's trying to turn this court into the thing. Oh, here's saga. Based on my personal knowledge and review of the record, I believe Mr. Shaka's declaration knowingly contained at least three materially false sworn statements. First, that I was a qualifying non-resident for substitute service. Second, that I was concealing my whereabouts. And third, that plaintiffs had conducted a diligent search and inquiry sufficient to justify substitute service. Those sworn misstatements infected the substitute service filing and any later request for fees or relief premised on that defected service. And look at my footnote. How can, on God's green earth, can Attorney Shaka claim at the same time that I am a resident of the state of New York in the then operative first and second amended complaints, and that between May 9th, 2025 and August 16th, process servers made at least 11 separate attempts to serve Luthman at various addresses in Florida. Right. He has a second amended complaint, which was only superseded when he filed the third amended complaint in April, a few days ago. But he's claiming at the same time he tried to do diligence by serving the guy that they said was in New York in his papers a whole bunch of times in Florida. Right. And that I was a qualifying non-resident for substitute service in December. So he serves me between May and August of 2025, at least 6 times, he says, right? And then in December, he turns around and says, I'm not somebody who lives in the state of Florida. And he swears that to the Florida Secretary of State, even though he tried to serve me 6 times in Florida. It beggars belief and warrants a referral to the Florida bar for patent dishonesty. So I got Shaka here. Shaka's going to basically have a disciplinary issue here because of these affidavits. It's clear that he lied on the affidavits. It's not just that.
Tori's raising her hand. She has a question.
So he's saying he did not know you resided in Florida?
He said that. He swore that in December to the Florida Supreme Court, the Florida Secretary of State, saying that in order to get service on me through the Secretary of State, I was a non-resident conducting business in Florida. Yes.
Then how did
even though he went to the
Florida?
How do we all know he was in Florida? Because he kept saying it.
It was said here on your live.
No, on this live in his,
it was said here that he was a resident of Florida.
Me and Mike Volpe, when we do our lives on Substack and all over, the first thing we say is he's in Chicago, Illinois. It's Cook County, and I am in Florida, in Southwest Florida, Lee County, Collier County area.
Okay, I've never watched those lives, but I knew you resided in Florida.
Everybody knows I live in Florida.
Isn't your address on your papers?
My address is on all my papers.
Yeah.
My address is on all my papers in another case that I filed in the
Dinesh case.
In the next case, wait, I'll show it to everybody. Everybody want to see it? I'll show it to everybody. I'll pull this back. Let me pull this back.
The non-lawyer, not involved in this case, knew where you lived.
Right.
All right. Everybody remembers this one, right?
They purposely say lies and stuff. You know, you got, oh, do we have to put his face up there?
Yeah, this will work because this is what's called EDSA. This is educational, documentary, scientific, and artistic. And because it's in the filings, this is the linchpin to my case and the service, because he's telling everybody that he talked to Dinesh Nashirvan in this video out of his own mouth. I filed the Dinesh case, right, in April of 2025 with my address at 4199 Los Altos before he amended the complaint to have me. He talked to the guy who I'm suing. So he's deemed to know now because he's a co-conspirator exactly where I live.
All right.
Play this for the people.
Just don't leave his face on there too long.
Finally been served after all of his and fake addresses. Dick Luthman is in another federal case in Florida right now for witness intimidation, defamation, and with the collaboration of their legal team, the plaintiffs, we got him served right there outside of the courthouse. He's in court right now, and when he's on the stand, this is day 2, all he does is plead the fifth or say, no, this is reporter privilege.
That's right.
He won't answer any questions, and yet he's online saying he's going to destroy this other plaintiff, and even me. Remember when Deuce was their savior? And he's destroyed everything. His own credibility, his own business, his own law practice. And he's not out by any stretch of the imagination, even though this anti-team has brought other haters in. The counterclaims are going to be epic. Known defamation. Rebroadcasting. Known revenge. Prawn? Okay, it's an adult activity. You can put the words together with the letters. Let's spell it backwards. N-R... Wait, hold a second. I'm not good with letters. As we speak, adults are playing a child's game and deleting evidence, information, videos, messages. That's called spoilage. And that, my friends, is illegal. Who's the next to be served in this real-life Garbage Pail Kids story? Well, I could tell you, it's probably going to be a Target. You know, Cheeseland. I love Wisconsin!
So you notice how everything that he said was wrong. He made every prediction that he made went the other way, right? Everything that he said, he's so full of shit. It's hilarious. And his understanding is so stupid. But what he did in that video is he did what's called admissions as a matter of law. And there's a rule of federal evidence called 801D, 801D1, and that's admissions of parties and opponents. And so what he admitted there was that he and his lawyers contacted Dinesh Nashirvan and his lawyers. And I don't know if you know who Dinesh Nashirvan is. Yeah, there you go. Super Dave served himself, exactly. If you Dinesh Nashirvan is basically a foreign agent, in my opinion, an agent of a foreign nation. He's an Iranian anchor baby. And that's who Jeremy Hales is in bed with. He's in bed with a man who is
a terrorist.
He's basically he's a social media jihadist, and I believe he's funded by the enemies of America. And you know, if you want, I'll show a video of that guy. You know, to show you who he's in bed with. I'll show you a very short one of that guy because he's a bad dude. And Jeremy admitted on that video that he is in league with him. And this is the type of people that he is in league with. But this is the guy. He's a
but none of it was true. He didn't even serve you there. You know why? Like it's just such bullshit what he says. Every little thing he says, and yet, so half the stuff he said is what he's actually doing and what he's done. Where are those countersuits? There's no countersuits right now because you're the only one left. We'll see if there's a countersuit. But the case is dismissed against 8 people with prejudice, by the way. Just throwing that in there.
Which is relevant and
important.
It's
very relevant. Hey, Rich, since you're here, can you explain what with prejudice means?
Yeah, there are 2 types of things. It's like when you do a dismissal, it's whether you can come back from the dismissal and file again or whether you can't. And usually a dismissal that touches the merits of the case, the actual battle between the people, it's called a dismissal with prejudice because you've reached the merits. You can't come back from it. When you have to actually appeal it. You have to go forward and appeal. You can't go back. But when you have a procedural issue, when you get something that's taken away on a procedural ground, then they do it what's called without prejudice. So it's without the prejudice to come back to the court and refile the case. So in a case, if a case gets dismissed on a defect, like a service defect or a technicality or something like that, then it can be taken out without prejudice. Like, so let's say technically germ, if it becomes clear that germ never served me and the court doesn't have jurisdiction, the court could turn around and say, okay, it's dismissed against Luthman without prejudice, and he could try to bring the claim against me again and try to serve me correctly and cure all that, and then we'll get to the merits. Or they may go past, and they may go to the merits of the cyber harassment claim, or the revenge prawn claim, and they might get to the merits. If they get to the merits of that, the same way they got to the merits of the grand conspiracy that I'm no longer part of, that you're no longer part of, that nobody's part of, the judge said you didn't plead it, but there's nothing here. So he's he's with prejudice. He can't bring that claim again against any of us because he had his shot to bring it, and it's done. So the merits were about to be. I do have a question with
this though. When he first started the case, he filed it with defamation, and then he changed it. So does that matter?
Yeah, it does.
That he had defamation in the beginning of this?
Yeah, he kind of amended defamation out, so he abandoned that claim. Number one.
Right.
Number two, I think he realized that defamation was something he'd never get. Because he's a public figure, and most of the people that were saying, I think everybody was saying something about him was, some type of either content creator or limited purpose public figure making statements and opinions on a broadcast. Right. So it's different.
Not only that, in order for him to go for defamation, he would have had to have done quite a few things, especially with me or anybody else, in regards to that before filing a defamation case, and he didn't do any of that.
You have to file a notice, a 5-day notice with the party that you claim that defamed you, and give them a chance to cure. So they have to put it in writing what they did, what they said, and ask for a retraction or a cure. And so,
and he didn't do that because as long as I'm talking about him, he's creating content from it. So that's why. So he's not as butthurt as he wants everybody to think. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to point that out.
I want to show you. I have the thing real quick. I want to show you.
And on your chat that are actually like really foolish and can't comprehend what those things mean. And I'm not talking about people who really honestly don't know and want to understand what it means. I'm talking about the idiots who refuse to vet the information from other channels and are actually, I don't know if you can see your chat going on right now, but it's quite hilarious actually. Anyway, so I figured you could explain that for everybody, including the damn.
I'll explain it for everybody. You need to actually bring the pork chops when you bring a legal claim against somebody.
Yep.
You can't just this is what Jeremy doesn't understand is that you're alleging all this stuff, and that's fine. He doesn't allege a plausible claim, a plausible cause of action, and he's yet to do it. And it's very hard to make a defamation claim, get to discovery, unless you cite the specific words or phrases that were spoken or were published, and then show the second part that those words, the publication of those words, caused some material harm. You got to show causation or publication, and how you show causation or harm is you have to allege the contracts or the opinions that people had that changed because of you, and the money that you lost because of it. So you have to say, Lisa Lee said Jeremy Hales had a mushroom, and because of that, he lost his contract with Trojan. That would be a plausible thing that because Lisa Lee said he's got a little mushroom, then the condom company was about to give him a contract, or they had a contract with him, and then they pulled their contract because of what Lisa Lee said. And it also has to be not true. So you would find out in discovery, they would do an independent medical examination and find out that he had a little mushroom, and you would still win the case. But that's you would get to the point where you got into the ball game and you got discovery. Like his claims didn't even get there. I don't think his claims are going to get there on my case either. What's left because of a case called Hustler Magazine versus Falwell, and that's a very famous case. If anybody's seen The People versus Larry Flint, that's really one of the great movies with Woody Harrelson and Ed Norton, and it stands for the proposition that no matter how quote unquote emotionally distressed a public figure might get from satire or from any type of speech or opinion, it's not something that's actionable. It's not something that they can go to court and sue about because they're a public figure. because as long as
Dude,
they're
if that was the case, Saturday Night Live would be sued every damn episode they have.
Right.
yeah.
Yep.
And so that's what happens. It's a situation where, you know, if wealthy people or people with more money or better lawyers could turn around and sue other people for saying things that made them feel bad, we wouldn't have a First Amendment anymore. And I think we all saw this in this case. All the defendants in this case saw, you know, the amount of, like, you know, the worry that you had that this guy was suing you for hundreds of thousands of dollars, that you either had to get a lawyer and pay for the lawyer, or you had to do this yourself. You had to take time out and figure out what was going on. It's a distressing thing. Ray lost his wife, and he's in a situation where, you know, he's an elderly guy. You know, but litigation is a stressful. It's a stressful situation. Imagine if they said that you could. If we went the other way in the Hustler magazine versus Fall one said, if you're wealthy and you feel like somebody said something bad about you, you can sue the shit out of them and let the courts figure it out. You know, the people would lose, not because they were right and that they said something that wasn't true. The stuff could have been 100% true. But they're getting money whipped by people that have more money or better lawyers or whatever, you know. And so the court didn't allow that because that would be the end of the First Amendment. And what Jeremy doesn't understand, or might not even be Jeremy, because I don't think Jeremy's
Isn't Jeremy fighting for the First Amendment?
Well, I think it's shock if that doesn't understand, you know, what's actionable as a defamation lawsuit when you are a public figure. I think they brought a defamation and they realized it was so frivolous at that point. Now, this entire, you know, revenge prawn, you know, that they're talking about is also pretty crazy, because people have seen the video. I think everybody's seen the video that I did. And I don't think that there's any, you know, nudity in any portion of it. There's no, you know, sexual, you know, activity going on. Is it lewd? Yeah, it gets the line of being lewd.
There's innuendos.
It's innuendo, exactly. It happens all the time. If mine was not satire or not, you know, comedy, we wouldn't be able to watch Austin Powers. We wouldn't be able to watch Saturday Night Live. We wouldn't be able to watch a lot of the things that are on television. You know, there's a lot of that innuendo that goes on in that type of humor. And that's what it was. It was meant for two reasons. It was meant to be humorous, but it was also meant to be a critique for how. And the voice in that video was Andrew Tate, the British guy. He's a total asshole. So I said, I have one asshole, and I know another asshole named Jeremy Hales. So when I put Jeremy Hales' face on Andrew Tate, and then he's talking about pimping a hoe. He doesn't care about the women. He wants to have sex with them, and he doesn't really want to have sex, but he's doing it for the money. And that sounds a lot like Megan Fox to me. You know, she doesn't care what she says or does, and she doesn't care how she gets pimped out. She's doing it for the money.
Well, she's going to care because she's going to lose her money. I can tell you. I can promise you that.
Well, and when it happened, you have to think of when it was published. It was back in January of 2025. We had not met yet. None of us had really met yet. The first thing I had done was an interview with Bruce Madskin, I believe, in December 2024. I knew Bruce through Volpe, and I knew him because of the macaroni and cheese case and some of the other stuff he was doing in the Connecticut District Court, because one of my media properties is the Family Court Circus. And I write a lot of stuff about Connecticut courts, Connecticut family courts, but also, you know, some stuff in the Connecticut District Court. And so we got to talking about that. We talked about the Hales case, and it was really because of Mike Volpe's relationship with Megan Fox. And the story at that point was about how much Megan Fox had changed in December and January of 24, 25 than the woman that he knew when she was covering family court stuff in St. Louis. She had done some really, really good stuff in St. Louis, some groundbreaking stuff with Mike Volpe, exposing corruption in the family court. So I'm not going to take any of that away from her. Some of her older stuff was excellent journalism, and it helped a lot of people, it helped families. But she changed. You know, she's chasing the breadsticks, and so the video that I made was really about that. It was about that change. What are we looking at now? We're looking at somebody who's basically pimping and hoeing, and you know, out for you know, not about the truth. Not about
she was looking for change on the floor.
That's right. She was looking for change on the floor. I thought that's what she was looking for. So, and it's open to interpretation. It's all innuendo. And so that doesn't cross the line. So I'm going to get to the point, I believe, and I want to get to the point where we go up to Gainesville in front of Hinkle, and I want to get a big screen, and I want to play the video for Hinkle. That's all I want to do at that point. And I think at that point, I don't think Hinkle's seen the video yet. I don't think Bolitho's seen the video, or if they have, they're not going to admit it. Once it's played in the court, they're going to basically laugh Jeremy out of it, because on those facts, if it's played in open court, and then they don't dismiss the case at that point, it'll be a scandal for a judge like that to not dismiss it under Hustler Magazine versus Falwell versus Hustler Magazine. It's so clear that it doesn't, and I talked the other day about a Megan Thee Stallion case, and she was awarded money under the Florida statute that they're suing me under, the revenge porn statute. A guy made a video, like an AI video of Megan Thee Stallion, and had her naked and had her doing all sorts of stuff, and they awarded her $75,000 from the guy doing this. And this is Megan Thee Stallion, and it was doing a lot worse than was insinuated or innuendo in my video, and she only got $75,000 from him, and she did not get any injunction. The court says, no matter how bad it is, we could probably pay you off about this, but we can't stop them from saying things or doing things or posting things. Or posting those videos, because we have a First Amendment and free speech. That was a case that came down in the Southern District of Florida. That's an 11th Circuit case, the same circuit that we're in now for the Northern District. And so that is going to be a strong, a strong decision on this statute and the limits of the statute. So they're barking up the wrong tree here. Now, I have to answer this thing. I know that there's an order on the table to answer it, and it's coming up with Bolitho. He put that in, but I think it's been superseded by Judge Hinkle, but we'll see what happens with that. But I have the choice. Do I continue to fight service? Do I continue to fight the actual law at this point? Or do I just put in an answer? And I could put in an answer in this case, and I could reserve all my rights. I could reserve my right against service and jurisdiction and failure to state a claim in the answer, and bring those motions as Rule 12 motions after discovery is complete, or during discovery. Even I can reserve my right to pull the plug on the case at any point. By doing that, what I would do is I would get discovery, so I could actually go and turn around and answer, and then counterclaim and serve a discovery package on Randy Shaka to get discovery documents from Hales. I could also counterclaim in the case, assert my own claims against Jeremy Hales for abuse of process and for some other torts, and get some stuff from them. I could also bring in third parties at that point. So the next few days, I'm trying to decide whether I want to bring in Megan Fox, or I want to bring in, Tug, or I want to bring in Shizzy No Nuts, or I want to bring in J Jip, or Mr. Poop, or Shara Michelle Wolf, or Rosalind. I could do the same thing that they did on a Lanham Act claim, or on a Florida unfair deceptive trade practice claim. I could bring 10 of their ecosystem in on the case and counterclaim against them. I would have discovery going against Jeremy, so I'd have to get discovery from him. He'd owe me discovery, and then all the other people could come in. They'd have to hire lawyers. They'd have to respond, and I'd steal 1.5 years to 2 years from their life by the time this thing gets to where it gets resolved. So I'm still deciding whether I want to do that, just to be a prick, and I'm thinking I might. So that's the other choice that I have.
Well, let me ask you this: being that the Lanham Act and the FDUPA, we always call it FDUPA, all that's gone now, right? Can you still request a bond?
No, there's no bond. There's no bond right now for Germ. No, there's not a bondable statute at this point. I don't believe. I'll take another read of it, but I don't think there's a bond. But I could still do a anti-SLAPP motion, and that's something that I can consider as well. And that might be what I do, because it's an anti-SLAPP. It would stop everything. It's got to be decided. Who knows?
Yeah.
So.
I want to show definitely a good way to go, being that it was brought up with Helms, and agreed to. So I think that would be a good way to go. But it's a different allegation than what Helms was. So, but it still falls under the same thing.
Well, no, it's a different allegation in the sense that I'm claiming that what he's saying is actionable under the Florida revenge statute is is actually core First Amendment protected activity and satire and commentary and comedy. In that sense, it has a journalistic purpose or a satire purpose, in the sense that it goes along with my journalism. It's a companion piece to my journalism.
Right.
And a lot of what I do, and it gets to a very important theory of truth, and it goes to what the nature of truth is. There's two types of truth, and this is, I know people know we're going to get philosophical tonight, but when you go to the philosophy of truth, there's what's called a correspondence theory of truth, and that's what we see in the law and in many journalistic places. Things have to match up. If things match up, that they're true. So A matches to A, B matches to B. That's truth. So you said this at this point, and you say this now, then it's true. And that's the correspondence theory, and that's something that's been part of our history of truth. It's a part of the American history, the British history. It goes back to the Greeks, actually, to Plato and Aristotle. But there's another type of truth that's called unconcealment, and so I kind of I'm someone that describes to a bit of the unconcealment theory of truth, in the sense that when you bring a satire article or a satire type piece, even if it's related to something journalistic, it makes you think about the issues and the facts in a different way. It makes you unconceal some of the areas that you hadn't thought about before, and it's actually focused at bringing you to a greater understanding of what the truth is. Right. So by making a comparison in the video that I did of Jeremy Hales to Andrew Tate, by talking about how people are acting like sellouts, by doing that, it's not something that's comedic or it's got a satire value, and it's got a truth value to it. So, and oh yeah, there we go. Can we get to the good part when we look at JH finances? Well, yes, I think that I get his finances because of what he pled in that Third Amendment complaint. I wasn't going to go and answer it and counterclaim and try to get discovery until I read the Third Amendment complaint, and he talks about all these losses that he talked about. So $375,000 he's saying. So if he's going to be able to prove that, in the very least, I have to get copies of all his business contracts, get all his people he's dealt with for the past 5 years or whatever, and I got to get all his tax returns. So I think I may very well turn around and answer this thing just so I get his tax returns and his business stuff. Well, what are they going to do? They got to give it to me. That's just what it could. They open the door. They're claiming, or they could say, well, we don't want to claim economic loss, and so we're not going to give you tax returns. Well, okay, then you don't have a case. Your case is gone. Then you've killed your own case. I might put them in like the Kobayashi Maru situation. That's like the unwinnable situation. You're either giving the Luthman all your business contracts and your tax returns, and you lose, or you're saying that you have no economic damages and you lose. So I think that's the way to get rid of this case. So I think that's the best way to do it. But I do want to show. I want to show Dinesh. I got the video queued up. This is the guy who is in league, an unregistered foreign agent, and I've submitted documents to that effect to the State Department and to the authorities. I believe his mother, who is not a U.S. citizen by birth, she's actually a naturalized citizen. I believe that she still has allegiance to the Islamic Republic of Iran, and I've submitted documents to that effect for an investigation. I think Tom Homan and all the folks should actually investigate whether or not this guy is like some type of plant by the Iranian government. And it's scary because this is what the guy told his followers and all the people, millions, because he's got 3 million followers. He's a mega influencer. This is what he told millions of people to do. And these people listen to him. Listen.
We need to find solutions here. Every major city in the U.S., Los Angeles, Portland, Chicago, New York, you need to start setting up left-wing militias to protect your communities. I'm not kidding. This needs to be coordinated. And you guys should all be in touch, too, across cities. We need organized left-wing militias.
Talk about incitement.
That's what this guy does. He's inciting violence. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to get people to kill ICE agents. That's what he's trying to do. That was his goal there. He has another video where he talks in Farsi to the Iranian people, telling them that Trump's not there to help them. Well, if you're saying Trump's not there to help you, saying Trump's there to hurt you. if you're saying Trump's there to hurt you, then you're in league with the Islamic Republic of Iran. You know, that's what this guy does. He has videos like that. He's had another video where he says that his goal is to spread Sharia law. And I showed it on my live that there was another video where I got him outside the court. He made pornography. He has an OnlyFans page with his wife and other women and other talent. And when you go and have a porno, if you've ever seen a porno, the very first screen of it says that there's records being kept, a custodian of records, 18 USC 2257. So what that means is that all the talent in a porno movie, you have to have model release. You have to have a signed document, and that shows that the women aren't being trafficked. It shows that they're not children. It's not child pornography that's being produced. That the girl isn't 17. So those are important things to have if you're producing pornography. Well, Dinesh did an OnlyFans page, and he has women, and he's under oath saying, "Oh, I didn't get my 2257 releases, and I'm not telling you who that woman is, and I won't admit this, and I won't admit that," and that's a crime. That is a 5-year up to 5-year felony. You don't know if the women in his videos were underage, women, or they were women that are being exploited and trafficked. That's the reason why the statute exists. So, and I was outside the courthouse in Fort Myers in May of last year when Jeremy made the original video saying that he's in the courthouse, he's doing this. And I was out there and I taped the guy on the steps asking him about this, and he ran away. His lawyer, Nick Chiappetta, ran away.
It's not kind of funny. He ran away, but Jeremy saying you ran away crying, trying to hide from a processor. Meanwhile, you're out in front and you're like talking to these guys, trying to get answers to these questions you have right out in public. I mean, it's like, what the? Are you kidding me right now? It's bullshit.
That's what these people are. I'll play if you want it. I'll play that one for you. I have it right here. Let's see.
This is insane.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff.
Absolutely crazy.
Here we go. This is Bearded's favorite video because Bearded wants to see this one.
Dinesh, how long have you and your wife been swingers? Dinesh, how come you admitted on the stand that you don't have 2257 releases for the underage woman that was in the video with you and your wife? How come, Dinesh? Dinesh, now's your chance to tell everybody. Dinesh, where's your 2257 release for OnlyFans for your commercial pornography? How come you never filed that, Dinesh? You have anything to say, Dinesh? What do you have to say for yourself?
I don't like being near pedophiles. Can we get out of here?
Dinesh, are you the pedophile because you didn't file the 2257 release for your OnlyFans page? Dinesh, are you a pedophile for not filing a 2257 release for your OnlyFans page to ensure that the talent was not underage, along with your wife? Do you and your wife have sex with underage women on camera for commercial pornography? Are you aiding and abetting this, Nick Chiappetta from Lake Worth, Florida? Are you aiding and abetting this, Nick Chiappetta from Lake Worth, Florida? Are you aiding and abetting child pornography? Are you aiding and abetting the creation of child pornography under 2257? Did you even go to law school, Mr. Chiappetta? What Cracker Jack box did you get it from? What Cracker Jack box did you get it from, Mr. Chiappetta? 2257 was put in to protect children. How come you're helping your client hurt children by not filing 2257 releases under Title 18 of the U.S. Code? How come, Mr. Chiappetta? How long do you expect to keep your law license behaving like this, Mr. Chiappetta? How long, Mr. Chiappetta?
So I think that video speaks for itself. That's what was happening that day. That's what was happening when he said I was on the stand and I was not, answering questions and that they served me. They never served me. I actually was, getting interviews. That's what I did. I got interviews with that guy. And I got him on camera. He avoided the cameras. And I was acting as a journalist. And do I assert reporting privilege? Sure. But everything Jeremy's saying is false. And Jeremy's now in league with that guy. And if you saw the video, he talked about spoliation of evidence, spoilage of evidence. Well, he's talked about it himself in May of 2025. And if any piece of evidence is missing, he knows full well that he had to keep it. So he's a total idiot. He actually his own mouth is going to sink him terribly, and that's really what's going to be the problem.
I've been saying that all along. He shows up in court for a case in Ohio, and he tells everybody he can't answer questions because he doesn't have his folder with him. I mean, seriously, no proof. What is that? Oh, sorry. I'm catching some of the chat going on over in your channel, Richard. It's quite hilarious.
Oh, J-Jip? Yeah, J-Jip's
Yeah.
more.
Hip chat.
I did actually make
the harmonica hole.
I did make J-Jip into a kind of a star, though. I made him a star in some of the videos I've done of late.
You did.
And we might want to show one of them because in his honor, he's here, and he's J-Jip, and so maybe we can let him know what happens on Sunday Spunday. J-Jip.
I don't even know who that is, though.
Yeah, he's the guy that he's the weird looking bald guy. He has a horse face, or a parrot.
He talks like this or some kind of crazy crap, thinking he's talking like me, which I sound nothing like.
He's making money off of capping my my channel.
Yeah,
that's what he calls it, capping my channel.
Well, I got this video that I have will show him capping somebody else. Now check it out; it's a good video. Put the one up that I
capping somebody else. Oh my goodness! Hold on.
Afraid of ordering seafood on a Monday. But ever since the generals dropped their bombs at Catherine Gorge, the crocodiles mutated into giant beasts of war. Super intelligent nightmare visions of the future. Somebody's gotta stop them. Who's gonna save the world? Now the crocodiles have taken over radioactive beasts, feasting on the children. Only one man can, only one man can. The mighty stop wearing
our favorite people.
He's got all the toys.
We learned from that
a post-apocalyptic rocket car, Tina Turner in chainmail, just to add a...
We learned that J-Hip, or J-Jip, is a top. He's the top. And we learned that Germ is a bot. That's what we learned. From the crocodiles and the alligators and all the people that he loves. He's a crocodile copulator. I do like J-Jip for that reason. So he's always welcome, so.
That's hilarious. It was funny because...
What the hell was that?
You like that, right?
Oh, my God.
That's Sunday Funday. I guess that's what they do over on
he was brought in to destroy you and Volpe. And that failed.
Did such a great job of Mary Lankins and the other crap that he had. God, he's so stupid. Really is. So that's where we are with this.
What does that mean? The crocodiles.
That
was pretty good, right?
You want one?
It's good.
Oh, what? What are you talking about?
I'm good right now. You sure?
What are you staring?
I like it. You're like it a lot.
He's obsessed with you, Rich.
I know, but I don't. I only so much time in the day. I got.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Got things to do.
Oh my God. Well, this will be an interesting flea cap tomorrow. I can tell you that. I'm sure someone's going to summarize it for me with the lies and the
bullshit and the stuff that he can't figure out or bet on his own.
God, that's so hilarious. But that's how they do it. It's like him and they're just not smart people. That's the thing. And like Pug will go there. It's like, oh, look at all these words. There's a lot of words here.
Nine on me something right there.
What happened there?
I think
Nine thinks he's got the hots for you, Richard.
9 Shins. Yeah, he could have the hots.
HAWTS.
Yeah. The other two that are nuts are Shizzy. He's off his rocker, that guy. And Mr. Coop, he's like Yosemite Sam. He's like, they're both nuts, those guys. I don't know what they're doing. They're just, and that's the thing. I think they're all starting to realize the Jeremy Hale rift is starting to be done. Like there's no content out of the Jeremy Hales cases anymore. He doesn't have any fun cases. You know,
No, I'm telling you, last week was, you know, he purposely stopped doing this, and he's trying to show that he's not hurting anybody. He's not mocking anybody anymore. At least for the past week. We'll give him the 7 days. So that guy can't shut his mouth, so we know he's going to start going off again. But he's trying to prove that, and it's like it doesn't matter what you do now. You know, I mean, yeah, the whole big thing was stopping him here on my channel was stopping him from hurting people, putting the truth out there and stopping him from doing it. You know, and hurting and just trying to destroy people's lives, which is what he's been talking about for 3 freaking years. You know, that's my goal. That was my goal. And doing it legally, you know, not like, you know, anything but legally. And, you know, he's literally gotten a police report where it was against him, Deanna, and George. And all of a sudden, it's dead silent. Meanwhile, he was attacking me constantly, like 10 days in a row, with this body cam footage of a domestic violence case where I was just a witness. Okay. And he really showed his true colors. And now, like, that's why tonight I really believe that he was doing this whole like community thing, loving his community and going back. You know, he's using the Hulk smash and, well, not exactly the green one, but, you know, George wasn't even there. And, you know, he's like trying to show the love for the community and bring them all back in and say he's going to do the coin pusher videos again because that's one of like the things that people liked. However, since he stopped doing them, so many people have come forward about those coin pusher videos and saying that he faked them all too. Just like the story.
Guapo told us that.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people out there that did the exact same thing he was doing.
Right.
Literally, it's just having a coin pusher machine sitting in a room that you set up yourself and then making a claim that it's at some freaking casino when it was never a casino.
Yeah. But, you know, whether he stops today or tomorrow, it doesn't stop what he already did. You know what I mean? It doesn't change what he did, not stop it. He doesn't change what he did, and he needs to be held accountable for that. You know, like, oh, is everybody not supposed to sue him now for what he did because he's no longer doing it? Maybe somebody, I don't know who, but somebody told him, you better cut the shit because this is no joke. He's now in 3 counties in Florida alone that have, you know, investigations going on with him. You know, he's tried to sue a DA, so the attorney general, So it's just like crazy the people he's got into. The courts are all seeing it. If he thinks the judges don't look up what other cases he may have in federal or even state court, he's crazy.
Right.
You know, they do their own research, you know, and they're allowed to. He gets pissed off about it. And he, you know, every time the judge does something he doesn't like, or better yet, is trying to, you know, or the judge comes forward and judge is like, look, this is not what it is, or, you know, the recommendation, whatever. He tries to get them dismissed. He tried to get Judge Grudge dismissed and you know, recused. Sorry, and he did, but he tried to do the same thing with Bolitho. You know,
Bolitho was his buddy.
Yeah, Bolitho was his buddy at first. You know, and now all of a sudden
they were exactly alike.
Yeah. They were exactly alike. They were the fans of the same teams. They're from the same place. You know, I love the way the guy thinks. He thinks just like me. Well, apparently not. And
well, what happened with that? If they were best buds, why did he want to get him dismissed?
Well, it turns out everybody Jeremy became friends with always walks away from him somehow. So who knows what happened? Maybe he didn't get the tickets he wanted from one of those games. Who knows? Who knows? But the thing is that, you know, he's going to keep trying to do that. You know, what about the next judge? You know, is he going to even attempt to get Hinkle in trouble or something because he doesn't like what Hinkle says? You know? So, here's another thing. If someone appeals a decision, a court's decision, right, and it's brought to the appellate court, is it true? Now, this is just my words. Okay, is it true that the appellate court is there to make sure a proper procedure was followed in these cases? That they can't
the only thing you can bring to an appellate court is an error of law. Okay?
Right.
So an error of law or some errors of procedure, or errors of law as well. But you
Right.
cannot have can't bring facts to an appellate court. The second you start arguing facts, that's the place of a trial court. So
Right.
you only bring a legal issue that the judge made an error of law. And I don't see in any error of law that these judges have made to this point that are so egregious. Because a lot of the stuff is within their discretion. They have to be.
How
Would
is
have
it
to be.
even possible? They gave him chance after chance after chance with serving people, with changing the, amending the complaints. I mean, how would that even be possible?
Well, Lisa, it's like I told you in the beginning. I think that's why they're doing that, so that they can cover their butts.
Yeah. Yeah. Content. It's all for content.
Well, no, I said the judges were letting him go longer and longer with service. And like, he never served me. I just took it as service.
Yeah. He didn't serve you, he didn't serve Richard, and he didn't serve Super Dave. Legally.
Right.
Yep. Isn't it just amazing
you always want the merits. You always want the merits determination. So I think, Robbie, you're a lot happier that the judge didn't say that he didn't serve you and he tried to sue you again. You're a lot happier you got it dismissed with prejudice. So that's part of what they were doing.
That's why I said fine, I accept it. Yeah. That's why I answered it.
Right. Yeah. And what a good answer it was.
It was. The answer.
Ask Richard if the judges are allowed to do their own research on these cases.
A judge can basically do whatever the judge wants, but usually the judge only looks at what's in front of them.
Right.
The judge has every right to consult whatever authorities the judge wants to consult with. If they want to look at a horn book, if they want to look at any type of anything to the court's own opinion and edification, they have every right to do so. They're not like a juror where the jurors get told very, very specific things. The judge is the judge, and the judge has the ability to weigh anything that they see. Now, a lot of times the judge keeps it narrow to what's been admitted to evidence and in the courtroom. But the court can take judicial notice of things. If Jeremy Hales gets arrested by the Florida Attorney General for, doing X, Y, and Z, like let's say they arrest him for election fraud, right?
Right.
They can take notice of the election fraud. They can take notice of prior cases and the multitude of cases. They can take notice of a lot of different things. So yeah, they can. The judge isn't going to go on searching YouTube, especially some of these older guys. Hinkle's a Bill Clinton appointee. He was appointed in the 1990s. He's been on the bench 25, almost 30 years now. So
he's not going to bother himself with YouTube. He's like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
I don't know if the guy even has an email. That's the whole thing. His court clerks might have the emails. He put out that opinion about the emails going to him, and it was like, I haven't read the emails. It might be because he doesn't deal with emails. He's just one of these old school guys that just doesn't have to. He's a judge back in the day, and he never did it, and he didn't have to. And he's got a secretary, and he's got law clerks and everything.
Yeah,
he's got staff. So that's that.
Chat's so funny. We got chat in two different places.
It's just amazing the amount of BS that this goes through. It's like Rip said, it's a circus, and Rich has become the ringleader. He has become the man with the top hat and the tails, and just pointing out everything. You want to play a game? Let's play.
Yeah, I got to decide what I want to do with this case. That's what I said. I think that the money issue might be what kills Jeremy. He's either going to give me his tax returns and his business contacts, or he's going to have to say that there's no economic damages, at which point there's no damages and there's no case. The case goes away. So I think that's the best way to play this case at this point. Because I think it'd be a lot of fun if I got
when he tries to say there are, and Rich points out that, well, you lost income here because back here you were Google preferred.
Do you think
Here,
that he's going to give me his
Ross
tax
Google
returns?
preferred.
Robbie, do you really think, as we're sitting here, that he'll ever give me his tax returns willingly?
Oh, not a
No.
chance in hell.
Do you think he would ever give me all of his contracts with third-party vendors?
Not
No.
a chance in hell.
He doesn't have many.
Well, even if he did, this case is over. He's not going to hand that out. Look
Yeah.
how Trump fought to keep his tax returns from getting released. You know,
Right.
he'll fight to keep his tax returns getting released. And how can the case go forward to prove economic damages if I don't get to see his economics? If I
Right.
can't go, part of that is I could take his tax returns and take them to an accountant or an economist or forensic person and tell them, okay, is this all kosher? What's going on here? Could this 375 of losses that he's claiming in his third amended complaint be plausible given these tax returns and given these business contacts?
Right.
Right away I can have an expert that says that. I'm entitled to do that all day long. And he doesn't give me the raw inputs, then I'm not getting a chance to defend against his allegations. So he loses at that point. The court has no choice but to dismiss. Give Luthman what he wants. You got 10 days to do it. After that, the case is going to be dismissed. That's what we're going to get to.
And the best thing about it is Luthman wants that property.
Yeah.
There you go.
So they can make
You know what's so outrageous to me? Speaking of property, Jeremy has started this with the whole bad neighbors story, right? Went after John and Michelle. He wanted that property, tried to get Guapo to get it, Rob to get it, everybody to get it, right? And then he was upset when somebody else got it, kind of like the jelly of the Horta house. But he'd been trying so hard to get that property, and then all of a sudden, he's trying to get Michelle and John out of it so that he could steal it, buy it, whatever. Do you realize, let's just say the property goes up for sale or whatever, and because that's what he's claiming. Let's just say that happened. Let's just say Jeremy somehow obtained that property. Does anybody realize how much money was spent on this property, and it's only 1.6 acres of land? He's talking about $500,000 spent in legal fees, all because he wanted this stupid property.
That's insanity. That property will never be worth shit. It's.
I mean, think about it.
Think about it, Lisa. When Jeremy started filming with me, how much he's pushing to me that area is a gold mine.
Yeah.
I was like, he's like, I'm perfectly centrally located. I'm like, no, you're not. I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
An hour from Tampa, an hour from Orlando, 2 hours from Jacksonville.
Gainesville.
I'm an hour from Gainesville.
Now you are centrally located.
I am centrally located.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And he's like, no, Otter Creek is, dude, centrally located to what?
Yeah.
Yet Otter Creek's an hour and a half away from us, depending on how fast you go.
And depending on what route
2 hours from Orlando.
Right.
Probably more than that from Orlando.
Off the main road, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is more than that.
But think about it, though. Look how much money, whether he spent it, his viewers spent it, whatever, look how much money it took to try and get this property. He's saying he's at $500,000 right now, and that property is worth possibly, if you just look at the land records, possibly $50,000. If that. You know?
Yeah, that's what it
and
was.
it's like, are you kidding? He won't even buy that corner lot, and I think the women wanted $50,000. A corner lot on the main road. Won't even buy that. But he spent all this money, and it's like, you're such an idiot. For what? You didn't attempt to buy the property on the right side or the left side of it. Nothing on the other side of that street.
Nope.
You just went directly up to this one. I'm telling you, whatever he gets his eyes on, he becomes obsessed with. Absolutely obsessed with. And what a fool, man. What a fool to be blowing all that money when he had an opportunity to take that kind of money and really do good with it. And keep his viewers.
No. What's funny is he had the opportunity to buy that piece of property
from the beginning
for under $30,000.
Yeah. I believe Michelle and John got it for like 22 or something. And he told Guapo,
and he was too cheap to do it.
He told Guapo not to give them what they offered, what they They
It
offered to
wasn't
go
worth that.
down that it wasn't worth that. So whether Guapo wanted to or not, he just didn't. And Michelle got it. You know, I don't even know what they were asking for that property, but either way, they got it. And he's trying to say, "Oh, they came up here to stalk me." Bullshit. He did many videos on trying to get people saying it was a gold mine. It was the best thing he's ever done.
She had looked at the property.
23,000. There she is. 23,000 is what she got the house for. So, you know, but he told everybody to come up there, buy property. It's a gold mine. He suggested it to every one of his fans.
But she looked at the property before he ever bought property there.
Yep, she did. And they're trying to say it was never for sale. It was never bullshit, because if you look at the property records, it says how many times it changed hands.
It's just a little shit.
So don't say it was never for sale at any point in time. They're just lying to everybody. And then you've got these idiot channels, these minions, like try to, you know, push his narrative and make people believe all this shit. They're not, even when they're reporting, or so they say it's reporting, but even when they're talking about it on their channels, they're even getting what Jeremy's saying wrong. They can't comprehend nothing, what he says or the truth. Okay, so they were asking 27,000.
Oh, sorry.
And she could have had it in 218 for 3,000. Yeah, it has gone up, and it's gone up since she's had it.
Nice.
So, but the amount of money that he's going to end up spending, and that's just what he's already spent on what he says his legal fees are. Trust me, by the time this is said and done, it's going to cost way more than that.
Yeah, that's 100.
Way more. So, talk about morons. That's because somebody like him had an opportunity to generate income, but is so damn greedy with it and didn't care who he hurts, how he destroys lives, that they gave him the money, and now they're going to end up taking it away. And that's karma for you. That's what karma is. Where it's ugly and no grass. That's my opinion.
No, oh God, it's a very good.
Now he doesn't have just Michelle or John, you know, who could totally wipe the floor with him in a lawsuit. He's got me, Robbie, not, you know, the total 10 defendants, including Michelle and John in that case. And he's got Rich. Rich ain't playing.
We'll see what we do with them. I'm still trying to think what I want to do. You know, I think I kind of know what I want to do. I'm gonna say it obviously, but you know, it'll be fun. Plus, he still have to resolve these motions now too. They're gonna have to come in with some answers to some of these motions. So we'll see.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's like.
Alrighty, guys. Well, Rich, thanks so much for coming on again. We love having you here.
No problem.
1 a.m. So we are going to say goodnight. Get your transcripts, Jay. Make sure you cover it properly.
And, you know, get it all the words in there properly, too. What are you talking about? Yeah.
Penis? You said penis?
Vagina.
Was that? Oh, no, you
My
didn't.
name is Teresa in a pod. What's his name? Jay what?
Oh, Jay Hip, when you talk about the penis, remember there's also middle fingers there, too. Anyway, thank you, guys. Have a great night. We will see you. Have a great week, actually.
Hey, Rich, I love you.
Love you too, Robbie.
And we'll be back on Tuesday with some tidbits for you. If not before that, you never know. Maybe we'll do a members only. We'd have lots of fun this week as well, because we got some visitors here. So again, prayers out to all you guys. Thank you so much. Good night to everybody that's over on Rich's channel too. I've been watching the chat. Pretty funny. Thank you.
Good night, you guys. Love ya.
And have a fabulous night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Prayers up.
Bye.
Toodaloo.